So let's get started. I have not as much on Megan because, like, I don't know, Fighter.
Fighter didn't get much.
Yeah, I mean they did, but like, it's more like, you can use second wind more, and you have weapon masteries. But like Johan,
I didn't check to see if they changed anything on weapon masteries. Did they, or
That's what I was asking. That's what I was asking. Question.
I gotta pull it up now.
Oh yeah, right.
For musket, they have it as slow, but then hand crossbow is Vex. So I didn't know how you wanted to treat a pistol because they're both different damage types. It's like D12, and the hand crossbow is D6, and then pistol is D10. So I didn't know how you.
That is a very good. That's a very good question. Which one do you like better?
I like slow better, personally.
All right, go with slow. I don't care. Like, can you shoot them in the leg with your gun?
Yeah.
So they can have slow.
I would assume so. Yes.
Where do you remember where that was in the book?
It's 213, page 213.
Oh,
god damn! How do you remember that?
I haven't really looked at it until a couple
well, that was easy. Thanks.
What's annoying about this one is, unfortunately, it cuts off the bottom of some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you even have it is good enough.
Yeah, again, don't ask me where I got it. I don't want you guys to be implicated.
That's fair.
I mean, it's literally got the Wizards of the Coast copyright stamped across it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we own it already anyway. It's just not out yet. So, like, I don't care. And like piracy is always morally correct anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Well, from big corporations.
I would like the record to show that I do not agree.
All right. Anyway, so let's get started. Point is, I updated some stuff. I gave Johan access to the new conjure spells, which are all just really fucking cool.
Because did pretty much every conjure spell get like a stat block now, or like a updated?
The summon spells have updated stat blocks. The conjure spells are now like zones with different effects. I'll go over them real quick because they're awesome and I want to talk about them. I don't know Conjure Celestial off the top of my head because I don't use that one and therefore don't care about it. But Conjure Animals now, instead of filling the entire fighting area with wolves or something more boring but more powerful that other people would use, it creates a large size spectral and intangible pack of animals that appear anywhere within 60 feet of you. You can go stand with the pack and get advantage on strength saving throws. Or whenever you move, you can move them 30 feet somewhere. And whenever they move within 30 feet of a creature, or whenever the creature moves within 10 feet of a creature, or a creature moves within 10 feet of them, or ends turn within 10 feet of them once per turn, you can make them do a dex throw. They take 3d10 slashing damage on a fail, and it upcasts.
That makes it a lot easier to just like maintain.
Yeah.
At least. Not like here's like 6 wolves or something. Oh, that's nice.
Conjure Elemental now. There's still summon Elemental, so you can still summon a regular creature that's an Elemental. But then Conjure Elemental. You conjure a large, intangible spirit from the elemental planes. It appears within 60 feet of you. You choose its element from earth, fire, water, or air. It gets a corresponding damage type. Thunder, fire, cold, or lightning. It doesn't move. But when a creature starts its turn within 5 feet of the spirit, so whichever creature you put it next to, basically, they make a dex throw. On a fail, they're restrained and take 8d8 damage of the type you chose.
Ooh.
Conjure Fey is probably the one that's most like just summoning a new creature onto the board. This one is not intangible like the other ones. It's a medium spirit from the Feywild. You get to choose what form it takes. It's basically a spiritual weapon, except it takes an action. When it appears, and then on each subsequent turn, it can make a melee spell attack on something within 5 feet. If it hits, they take 3d12 plus spell mod psychic damage, and they're frightened of it and you.
Ooh.
And it teleports to move instead of just moving across the board. So even though it's a tangible thing, it can get across boundaries. And it upcasts, obviously. Woodland Beings is now, you conjure nature spirits that flit around you in a 10-foot emanation, which is how they say a 10-foot radius sphere now.
Yeah.
Whenever the emanation enters the space of another creature, or whenever a creature enters the emanation, you can force them to make a wisdom saving throw. On a fail, they take 5d8 force damage. On a success, they take half. Only happens once per turn. And it upcasts. The one that is most powerful, though, and is the most in theme for Johan probably at this point, is Conjure Minor Elementals, which you conjure spirits from the elemental planes that flit around you in a 15-foot emanation, so much bigger. You do not choose the elemental type when you summon it, so the idea is you can say, like, if I want to focus in on one type of damage, I can, but otherwise, like, this can be elementals of all types, you know? And while it's up, any attack you make on a creature within the emanation deals extra damage of either acid, cold, fire, or lightning. You choose when the damage happens what type it is. And it's 2d8 damage. It scales up by 2d8 for each level.
Jeez, oh Pete.
And the area of the emanation is difficult terrain for your enemies.
That's really good.
Yeah. People are saying too good, but we're about to fight a god, so I don't care.
Wait, what?
God. This is news to me. Put that in there. All right.
But yeah.
I didn't hear that.
But yeah, so I'm excited about that. The summon spells are basically the same as they used to be. They just shored up some language, but the conjure spells are completely different, and I like them. The only issue is not being able to spam things onto the board really screws over the Circle of Shepherds Druid, but I would argue, though, that, like, if your table allows, like, conjure animals or something anyway, like old conjure animals, it didn't matter what type of druid you were overpowered anyway.
All I know is that spiritual weapon requires concentration now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. It probably always should have, but it still sucks.
It should have, or there should have been a way to stop it other than just
Counterspell.
literally knocking you out or dispel magic. Like, there should have been something to...
Yeah.
Like, it should have had, like, a health bar, something that should have happened. But it's like, when do you summon it? That's it. It's just out.
Yep.
So, I'm okay with it being concentration. I know clerics are probably upset because now they can't do Spirit Weapon and Spirit Guardians together.
Well, I think the
Spirit Guardians more.
I think the War Cleric still can. One of them still can.
Oh,
Like, that's one of their features, is that their spiritual weapon isn't concentration or something. I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that. Anywho, so, you guys are still camping outside of the like cliffside plateau where the castle's at. You have taken turns keeping watch overnight and fully rested. And when Zach and Dalrock wake up, they see that Megan, who took the final watch, is up, obviously. But Johan's already up too. And where he kind of rage cut off a bunch of his hair last time, Megan's got a dagger that you guys didn't know she had. And she's kind of evening it out for him. It's still long-ish, but like it's not like I've been in prison for 3 months long anymore or anything. And he's kind of managed to shear down the length of his beard a little bit too. Looks more like himself now, even if he is still a little scrawny looking.
Well, months without food or substantial food and water will do that to you.
Yeah. That said, as you wake up and you see that, I don't know, things feel a little more normal, peaceful than you might expect. Feels like just another day out here camping on the way to some job or something. For a second, you even forget that you're about to storm a castle and fight a supremely powerful sorcerer. But,
maybe a god.
Maybe a god. But you have gotten here in time that you have the entire last day of the year before the deadline is up. So you have an entire day to get in there and infiltrate the place and figure out how to deal with this problem. All in all, things are feeling pretty good.
Well, thankfully, Johan had Beans go around and pretty much map out the entire place, so going through it should be, or at least most of the place he mapped out, so going through it should be pretty okay.
Yeah, and he'll actually bring that up when he sees you guys stirring. He'll just kind of jump right into going over the game plan. He says, assuming that they haven't up the staff there at this point, the prison that you guys got me out of is probably our best way in. I have a general understanding of the layout of a good 2/3 of the castle. The issue is that Beans is very small, and I couldn't risk him jumping up on things and getting spotted. So, while I understand the layout, the specifics of what is contained in each area is still a little unclear. I also don't know who might be waiting for us in there. I gleaned some indication of added activity in the area over the last couple days in preparation for whatever's coming. I don't know how many Blackheart's acolytes could be in there. I don't know if the inner circle is in there.
Well, I'd have to imagine the inner circle is probably there, considering that for the most part the staffs are all now taken back here, presumably. So I would assume he would want to keep his strongest people right next to him, just in case something like this were to happen. And since Val was with us anyway, no doubt she probably told him what we were going to think about doing. And so, yeah, he would probably definitely want to keep stronger people around him. So I imagine all of them are going to be here.
Yeah, that would be my assumption as well. In fact, I think if we're going to go in there, if we're really going to do this, and I don't see what choice we have, we need to assume that any precaution he could have taken, he has.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to be caught off guard by something.
And just something to keep in mind, since Val has been with us this whole time, she knows us. So, not that, I guess except potentially Johan's newer tricks, but for the most part, we have to watch what we do because she's going to know our abilities, our skill sets, and what we are strong against. So
she's also going to know what kinds of people you are too.
Yes.
I want you to keep that in mind. I would not put it above Blackheart to try to use your general nature and your disposition against you in some way.
Speaking of which, before I know that Val said you weren't really part of the inner circle, but have they done anything to deserve death? Like, what kind of people are they?
You're talking about the three guys?
Yeah, the inner circle, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because every time, the person I think Gavril is that what Lloyd told us from when he came to when he came for the depth staff, he suggested that we just step out of the way. So I just want to make sure that those who deserve it.
I don't know Gavril well. I only saw him a few times back when I was actually more closely affiliated with this order. But I mean, they were using you, and they weren't done using you then. If he asked you to move out of the way, I think it is likely as not that he did so because he didn't want to kill an asset.
Well, you have to think Val was with us, and so in order to keep her undercover, he would have had to have attacked her with all his might. So I don't think that they wanted to fight her.
I'd like to hope that, regardless of how much she's helping them, Val wouldn't give her everything to helping them understand how to defeat you. I know there was a time when she didn't want anything to do with this group, but I don't think I knew her as well as I thought I did anyway. As for Gavril, during my time here, he was always known as Blackheart's most devoted follower. Regardless of what kind of person he is, if you were in the way of Blackheart completing his goal, I don't think he would hesitate to cut you down. Thorian, from what I know of him, he is here because he has nowhere else to go, and he has bet everything on this order, and I don't know that he would listen at this point. The only one I think you might be able to resolve things peacefully with is Warmead, but even him, he's not a good person. He
my pal said that he was assassin for hire, so
yeah, I think best case scenario, you could possibly you could possibly find a way to pay him more than what Blackheart is, but if Blackheart's goal really is to reshape the world to the benefit of himself and his followers, I don't know what payment is bigger than that.
Have the three of them always been his inner circle, like back when you were there?
As far as I've known, yes. His first, I believe, was Gavril. I think Gavril might be much older than he appears. At this point, I think they must know that I've been freed. I don't know if they would have been able to tell from how we left things that I was freed by someone. They may think that I just found a way to get out on my own. That would be the best case scenario, I think, at this point. But again, I don't think we can hope for the best case scenario. I think we have to assume the worst.
Actually, speaking on that, how you were in a anti-magic cell, were you not?
I was.
How were you able to summon beings in order to do searching?
He is, I guess, very, very weak, and was able to sneak beneath the purview of the spell. It felt like old magic. It's possible the spell was just failing.
Chest for illusion magic, but do we test for to see if he's a simulacrum or not?
Are you not trusting Johan now? It's the man in the wood.
If there's anything you want to do, you can.
Thinking back, I'm gonna think on something here. I'm gonna do an arcane check to see if I remember anything regarding simulacrum.
All right.
Like if there's a test he can do besides detect magic, that would be able to suss out that. I'll just leave it that. I'll just leave it that. The 14.
All right. You think on it, and you remember reading at some point that detect magic can determine a simulacrum.
Do it.
Oh, it's a first level spell. All right. I'll do detect magic, just in case.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he sees what you're doing, and he's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. I did say assume the worst.
I mean, and I would assume he would understand why we're doing it. So
yeah. I mean, if the situation was reversed, do you think he wouldn't do the same thing?
I think this is kind compared to what he would probably do.
I mean, I was thinking about not trying to waste a spell slot. If I roll high enough, I'm going to see if the simulacrums can bleed or not.
Well, you also recall that they would be,
because I know that when we cut off the guy's arm, and that's not one that Dowrick would have been doing to test it, is to cut off somebody's arm.
You recall that they would also be cold to the touch rather than warm, like a regular person. So as long as they're not some kind of like cold elemental or something, you'd be able to tell that way. Personality-wise, they also they can act like the person they're based off of. They're like a different creature.
So it's not like a shape changer, or they're just
they're more like they're more like a living ice sculpture that just magically changes to look like the person.
Okay.
So you can poke him if you want.
Don't know what all my disposition is.
A high enough insight check would tell you too. Looking at his behavior or whatever.
I guess I'll do the insight check.
I'm not the right person.
22.
You haven't noticed anything out of character.
Do we, I'll ask Dalrock kind of a earshot. Actually, it doesn't really matter. What, does the simulacrum copy memories and stuff too? Is he basically if they copied and pasted Johan, so he had all the memories from that past?
The answer to that is yes. So that would be what Dalrock would tell you.
Okay. So it's not like we could ask him something, is my point, to see if...
Yeah, it would be more a matter of, they have all the memories, but, despite looking like the person, they would have to do, they would have to put on a front of performance to convey that they are that.
And there hasn't really been any shape changers.
Yeah, but it's not...
We have encountered shape changers in the prison. That was the last one.
Yeah, but I also don't know if simulacrums are technically shape changers necessarily.
No, I mean changelings. He could still be a changeling.
He could be a changeling, or he could be like a really realistic programmed illusion or something too. But all of that falls under illusion school, and so does simulacrum. So if you wanted to do a detect magic for that, you could rule all of that out at once.
Well, Dowrick did the detect magic for the illusion anyway.
Yeah.
When we first met him anyway. So
Oh, and remember, Nick, artificers can do rituals, right? Like they can cast ritual. So you can just cast detect magic as a ritual, so you don't use a spell slot. At least I don't know. I'm not 100% if artificers get ritual caster or not. I think they do. Oh no. Yeah, it is. So you can do detect magic just as a ritual. So you don't, like I said, you don't have to spend a spell slot to do it. It just takes, 10 minutes, I think? Buys 1 minute?
I mean, you guys do need to eat breakfast anyway, so, like, you could do that while you guys are eating, just like, double check if you want, and that's fine. Also, like, cut off a finger.
No. We don't have a healer with that. Johan can heal.
Now, the simulacrum has all the same abilities, though, right? So, like, if we ask him to do something, he can still do it, right?
Yeah. The limitation of the simulacrum is that it technically can't rest normally, so it can't recover spell slots on rest, and it has half the hit points, and it can't heal normally. You have to repair it with more spell components.
So could I, in theory, hit him, deal him like minimal damage, and then try to lay on hands him and see if it actually heals him or not?
So he kind of hears you whispering about this over there. He takes Megan's knife, and he cuts his hand open real deep.
Oh boy!
And then
why would you do that?
Just kind of holds it out for you.
And the arguments, I guess.
Well, no, just because he cut himself doesn't. He's got to not be able to heal.
Oh yeah, he's holding it out to you.
I'll touch his hand and try to use minimal lay on hands, just like 1 point, just to see if it works.
Yeah, it closes the wound back up.
All right. Well, that's good enough for me then. For being all sorts of extra.
Yeah, man. Don't blame you. You've had a traitor in your midst for the entire campaign, so I get it.
Traitor.
Darrock's the traitor. The second.
Yeah, Dalrock is the traitor. Dalrock's been a freaking simulacrum the whole time. That would be a twist.
It would be.
Okay. Now that we have investigated Johan, I mean, I'm convinced. I don't know if Dalrock is. I'll get rid of 1 point of lay on hands. Okay.
Megan's also getting a little annoyed with you guys, and she'll just be like, he doesn't feel like snow either.
Right. Had to.
With what we've been through, you have to understand our cautiousness, Megan.
She doesn't really say anything. She gets it. You can tell she gets it. She's just annoyed by it. She's annoyed by the necessity.
Yeah.
All right. There are other limitations to the simulacrum that I kind of headcanon, but we'll deal with that more today, a little bit, probably, depending on how things go. Anyway, so like you guys eat up, and kind of as soon as you're done, Johan stands up, and you're like, all right, well, kind of looks back in the direction of the entrance to that prison, and he says, I know way back when we agreed to help each other deal with the dragon masks and Lloyd, that you guys agreed to help me defeat my enemies too, should that ever be necessary. But really, I can't ask you to go back in there and face this problem. I have a direct connection with these people. If it's anyone's responsibility, it's mine. But I'm going. If the rest of you still want to help, I look forward to the company. And he starts walking.
They still owe me a ring and 17 gold, so.
Yeah, Zach will follow.
Megan follows, obviously. And Todd does too. I know he's the most surprising one, but Todd's basically a character on his own at this point.
I mean, I feel like we spent more time with just Todd than Johan at this point.
You also got your blink dog. He's kind of following too a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You don't get that.
But when Johan sees that he's coming, he kind of stops because
The blink dog? Or?
Yeah, because it's not really like trained. So he kind of stops and he talks to it for a minute, and it kind of hangs back because he doesn't want it like giving you guys away or anything. Then you keep going. You make it back to that entrance, and they're like looking inside. You can see where one of the guards that you defeated last time would have been, and they aren't there anymore. So assuming they weren't just unconscious, if they survived the entire process, somebody has moved them.
One of them's dead. One of them died.
Here we go.
And Johan says, "Well, it's a good thing you have me then. We can get a look inside there." And he summons Beans. And
before we get too into it, let's see. How many people are with us now? There's Zach, Megan, Dalrock, Johan, Todd, and Igo. I'll do those. 16 temp HP for the Inspiring Leader.
so much better than the playtest version.
Yeah, oh my god, it's so much better. 2d4 plus proficiency.
Even people who didn't used to like Inspiring Leader in the 2014 are like, oh, it's good now because it scales so well. Anywho, so he summons Beans and he kind of tosses him in there. And then the other thing, this would work with any familiar, I guess. When you kind of work into them now, it doesn't blind your character anymore.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like the gaze of two minds.
Yeah,
thing
you just see both at the same time, I guess, somehow, which is very cool. So looks around and he signals that he sees two people inside, but then he kind of signals for you guys to wait. And about where Beans would be in the room, you see a big burst of flames erupt from Beans' position, and you hear some screaming, and then he's like, "Okay, we're good."
All right.
Are they dead?
They're yeah.
I'm just curious on how this is going, so I'm just taking notes on what Johan is doing to reflect what Dalrock will be doing. So
Okay. And you guys were able to cross through the prison without issue at this point.
Okay.
And you reach a doorway kind of at the back of the larger room, which leads to a staircase up into the castle, like proper. And letting Beans go ahead. The staircase exits kind of just outside one of the main walls near an entrance into the castle itself. And there is no one immediately present.
Okay. So I guess we'll go into the room and just find the next direction, or attempt to find the next direction to go.
And when you get to the top of the stairs, you see you are at kind of the top of that cliff face now. You can look back over the direction you came and see off the edge back toward the Blackwood, looking the other direction as the cliff kind of curves around, and keeping in mind you're not like right up against the edge where you are. You can see out to sea where the Black Keep is kind of situated on like a big cliff overlooking the ocean. You can kind of see out there. You can see the water, and in the distance, you can see you see land that could only be the country of Arcania. You kind of take a moment to realize this is probably the first time any of you have seen that, because they don't typically let people just wander around near their country. You also you're kind of in like a rocky, grassy outcropping right next to the castle wall, and you're able to progress from there through an opening in the wall into the castle itself. It's kind of like a stone corridor, and once inside, you see kind of a curved hallway to the left, and what looks like a stairway up a tower to your right. At this point, Dowrock, if you want, you can kind of get like an immediate layout of the place with your
stone cutting.
Your stone cutting, if you want.
Yeah, I'll do it. Tremor sense 60 feet for 10 minutes. So
right.
As long as just touch the wall,
right.
Make sure everything is real.
Yeah, it feels like real stone. The place is damaged, it's worn out, but this area is solid enough. The corridor doesn't seem to go anywhere; it just kind of wraps around. But you can sense a room up the tower stairs. It doesn't seem like there's any people in there, but there's like stuff to like investigate.
So there's no, within the 60 feet while we're stopped, there's no movement of anybody. No movement of anybody around us.
No.
Yeah.
It's a little too quiet.
You did it. You just did it.
Well, someone was going to say it.
Johan will kind of gesture at the staircase and say, from what I can tell, using beans, there's some kind of some kind of study up the top of that tower. Might be worth taking a look.
Oh.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Upload the map and roll initiative, please.
No, not yet.
It's not on board.
You climb the staircase without issue, and you come to a room with it's a relatively large round room, not particularly well taken care of, but it's not like in terrible shape either, with some like scribblings and diagrams on the wall, and a table and some books and documents. Looks like maybe this would have been back when the castle was in regular use, someplace where people would come to like be alone and do research. And there are additional stairs that continue up from here. This is the room that Dowrock was able to detect, but Johan does say that there is another room further up. If you guys want to continue, or you can search here first.
Let's do we'll see if Dowrock can do a quick investigation check, because he's going to be the strongest in it, so might as well check it real fast.
So we got through the door relatively unscathed.
Yep.
Yep, in the room. Okay. I didn't know if there's going to be a lot.
So far, nothing has happened, so... which means that something is going to happen.
24. Am I looking for... What kind of room is it? Just like a study?
It's as big around as the tower itself, with like a bunch of shit stuck to the walls and some stuff on a table.
Is there anything like any drawers that are locked or anything like that?
You don't find anything like that. Mostly, it looks like as you like investigate further, it looks like whatever this place is, this would be kind of where they would keep the research materials, and then like and like go through them to find what they were looking for to take maybe to that upper room. You are drawn to some of the stuff that's tacked to the walls. Looks like someone was trying to diagram out some sort of spell of some kind, but it's not. It doesn't. It's not coherent. It doesn't look like anything that would be functional. You think maybe it's some of these stepping stones towards finalizing something, but it doesn't really make sense.
How long is that sequence? Is it just like, is it on a piece of paper or is it on something else?
It's across a portion of the wall, and it's kind of scribbled across multiple sheets of paper.
I mean, I'll take a moment while Dowrock's investigating. I'll just jot down what's written there and just like put it in my backpack, just like on a piece of paper.
All right. It's mostly symbols. It looks like you would arrange them in a circle.
Okay.
But that's all you really find down here. It's mostly just, at this point, pretty outdated for the most part. Like magical texts and like spell-based research materials.
All right. I guess we'll.
Any indication of who wrote these? Like whose study this is? Like
the handwritten stuff. You can't tell really. It looks like it could be anybody, but there's like scrolls and text from like all over the place. But like it's nothing that you wouldn't think that what was once a functional castle couldn't like gain access to.
Mm.
So like as far as you can tell, at least most of this could be from the time when this was the original seat of power for Byzantia.
Well, if there's nothing else really down here, Zach at least will start heading up the stairs.
I think Johan and Megan are cool with following you at this point. As you make your way up the stairs, you pass by another room, a smaller one at this point, that looks like a old sleeping quarters of some kind, but it doesn't look like it's been used in a really long time. There's nothing really of interest there. Continuing past that, you reach what looks less like a staging area for research materials and looks more like a proper study. And this is, Johan says, this is the room I was thinking of, and it looks like it has been in use relatively recently. It's not, like nobody's been keeping it super clean, so you can see where, like a chair, the legs of a chair have been kind of scraped through the layer of dust on the floor recently. Some of the papers are kind of settled in place, but some of them look like they've been rolled out recently. They're kind of weighted in place, you know. But it also looks like, looking at the desk here and at there's more crap on the wall. Someone has recently taken a lot of the stuff that was here somewhere else. It's also a little brighter up here than it was down on the lower level, because there's actually kind of a big wraparound window that wraps the entire room, letting in light.
Does there seem to be like any traces, like the scrolls and stuff that are rolled out and all that kind of stuff? Can we make sense of anything that's there, or is it all just kind of almost randomness that's thrown around?
You could do some arcana checks if you want. Like,
I'll ask Dowrock if he can do one.
What was the question?
I'm just wondering if there's any rhyme or reason to like the scrolls and stuff, or.
Oh.
I mean, I can roll it, but I mean, I guess we can both do it. I got a crit, so never mind. 21.
It's actually kind of appropriate that you did. A lot of it's looks like
there's my crit for the day.
like divine magic of some kind. Like someone was trying to learn how to channel some sort of godly power.
It doesn't look like familiar though. It's just kind of
no. It has what's left is like bits and pieces.
Okay. Does it seem more like it's channeling power, or is it like summoning something kind of for power?
More channeling than anything else.
Okay.
You also notice there's some notes left over of some kind of transmutation of some kind, and you see some symbols that are similar to the ones you copied off the wall on the lower level.
Okay.
There's also a shelf with books on it, if you guys want to look into that.
I would say yes. We're going to look at that.
Investigation. I'll give investigation. See if I can find his name specific.
Alright. That's really good. Most of it is text of the same kind that you saw on the level below. Some of this is newer than what you saw down there, but it's mostly along the same lines. It's magical research material. But as you kind of, flip past all that, you come to kind of wedged between like the first book on the shelf and the like side of the shelf, a stack of worn and tattered pages with handwriting on it.
Is it written in like knowledge, like common or something where you can understand?
It is written in common, yes. And they're like little disheveled, but they seem to be in the proper order. There are 9 pages in total, and they appear to be someone's journal. Would you like to read it?
Yes.
Cool, because I spent a lot of time making it.
No.
No, I think we're going to pass on it. We don't have time to read the journal.
On any expedition, we know we're going to kill these guys.
Alright, if one of you would read that out for me. I'm going to upload these one after another.
Let's see. I'm assuming this should be the first one. The 19th renewal. Alright. 19th renewal, 902-2E. What happened? Am I alive? What am I? And where? Did I fail? How did I fail? I must have, because the city is in ruins. The people have left and the land is different than what it was. The living things are dying and I can feel darkness looming over it all. The only place that seems unaffected by it is the core area of what once was the palace where the tower once was. Perhaps some lingering piece of its magic keeps the evil at bay. And yet, I can approach. Looking as I do. I have changed. I am not exactly here, but I'm not exactly somewhere else either. My form has been corrupted. I have grown the features of a devil, my body twisted as a lichen is twisted to take on the features of a wolf, rat. Even my handwriting has changed despite my efforts. I wish I could find my old journal just to see how much, but if it survived, I cannot find it. My head spins. I see flashing images whenever I so much as blink. They are disjointed and out of order, if there is even an order to be found within them. I see happenings in them that I know must relate to the order of this universe and the magics within it, but I know not how I know. It seems that some degree of cosmic knowledge has knocked into me when the accident occurred, and I was transformed. I must sleep on this, but can I even sleep? Something form of mine doesn't seem to feel something, know it, and I do not feel tired. I cannot know until I try. 22nd renewal. 3 days and sleep will not come to me, or at least I think it has been 3 days. The movement of the sun seems strange here now, but I have been watching the stars, as I did to determine the date. Could that be wrong as well? Something within me tells me that they are accurate, so I must trust that for now. While I cannot sleep, however, I have discovered that I can meditate in the ruin of the tower to bring the knowledge that has found its way into my head into focus. If I am understanding this, then despite everything, my goal is not, yet, beyond my reach. I see in my mind that the reason I failed and the tower was destroyed is that I was unaware of a celestial event. Forces were... I go to the next thing. Forces were aligned, which greatly magnified the pillar's power during the first day of the year. Unable to control that power, it went out of control, destroyed the tower, and corrupted me and this land. But this event recurs, and I can use it when it happens again. I know now of how to increase my own strength through ritual and devotion, much as the strength of the tower could be magnified through my belief and ritual, and then sent out to all of humankind, but in reverse, so that the power of the others is added to my own. That is the first step in many. I also now know that I was right to suspect that the dwarves possess a pillar of their own, as do the elves. There are others as well, but I cannot see them, or in what number they exist, clearly enough. That is something that I will have to discover. But I have also realized to truly do as I wish, to truly create my perfect world, I will need power of all the pillars, for there is no other way to spread my will across the entirety of reality. With so much power, I will shape this world into exactly what I desire, and I will elevate myself to the role of not its just king, but to its new and truest living God, eternal in form and in rule. I have even begun to see formulas in my mind. They are magic in its most raw form, transcribed, and the formula that came to me seemed to be just what I need. I am compelled toward how best to use them, as I am compelled to transcribe this magic circle here. It is the magic of teleportation, usable by any who bear that circle on their person, or carry its magic stored within a proper medallion, sending them from here to anywhere on this plane, or bring them back using the power that still bleeds from where the pillar once was. Given enough time, I will understand all of this, and I will be able to wield it well. And there is plenty of time to learn before the next celestial alignment that I require. My only concern now is that this body is not suitable for what I need to do. This twisted monstrosity cannot command the love of people that precedes their devotion. I must find some way to persist into a new form entirely, and as I am like unto a devil now, I see only one way to do such a thing. I must spawn one of the devil children, which appear from time to time throughout the world. I know now for sure that they are the result of the physical union of a normal woman and a creature of darkness, such as myself. I will use this teleportation magic that I have learned to go out and search for a suitable woman, and I will assert myself upon her in the night. Whoa. Then once she is with child, I will take possession of its form through the link that created by our blood, and I will become that child in the eyes of the world. Being one of the horned abominations will make it difficult for me, but I have faith that in time I will be able to set my plans into motion. I will cultivate enough devotion to remain alive until the next alignment is upon us, and then I will ascend, and then I will take reality into my hands. I see it so clearly that it must be true. This is a horrific thing that I have committed to do, but it is needed. It is the only way to bring this world the peace it deserves.
You see, at least he notices that.
Oh. 27th renewal. I have selected the woman who will bear me anew. I go to her tonight. 28th renewal. Failure. I will have to find a new vessel for my continuance. Also note there is blood splatter on this page. 30th renewal. I have found her, and she is more perfect than the first. The loss of that other I see now was meant to be. The deed is done. Now I wait. This will likely be my last entry upon this tattered pages, scavenged from the ruins of my old study, for I will not be able to return here for many years. By then, I expect I will have had the chance to buy a new journal, should I still need one, to collect my thoughts.
Oh boy. A new one in new handwriting.
Yep. How charming to find my early ramblings again by chance all these centuries later. I had forgotten that these writings existed, and even if I hadn't, I never would have expected them to have survived. I no longer need them. My understanding of things has only grown since they were written, even if I was shockingly closer to true understanding back then than I realized. In its essence, it is this plan which I pursue today. Only the specifics differ. I will keep these writings for the sake of posterity, once I make my desired world, I imagine that many will come from all over just to glimpse them, to see a bit of where their hero's king's journey began. It is also appropriate that I find these initial musings now, as one of the final hurdles to my plan is finally, it seems, given away. I finally may have had a path to the tree pillar that has eluded me for so long. A young man who has left his home in the accursed woods and taken refuge amongst my flock. It seems that I will be able to enact my plan at the next alignment after all, instead of waiting for one another, instead of waiting for the one after, and it's all thanks to this young Johan Abbot. End of journal.
All right. So a couple things that you notice.
Yeah.
There was no 902 of the second era. I mean, there was, but
so he just thinks it was.
Right. Once everything changed, once the bronze and ivory pillar collapsed, that year was redesignated as the first year of the third era.
So he just thought it was still in the second era, so he just... Okay.
You also notice as you're reading that out, especially that last page, Johan looks kind of sick.
Because sick anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So at this point, I think even the characters have enough information at this point to know who Blackheart actually is.
The lonely king, the lonely king.
Yeah, he's the Huon king.
Yeah.
That died and then now got brought back somehow.
No, he said somehow, well, yeah, he died and then come back somehow, but he's possessed a body by his offspring, which was the sick part.
He from what I understood from that, because he basically
from his son
impregnated a woman and then rebirthed himself through that.
He possessed his son.
He possessed the baby, yeah, so then he just became that.
That is the kindest way to put that, yeah. He's also extremely racist towards tieflings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of explanations in there stuff too, of how, of how his minions are able to get in and out of places so easily.
Yeah, teleportation circle.
And of why he, for sure, needed you guys to gain the trust of the current king and gain that extra information and stuff. Because he didn't know about all the pillars, but the current king did.
So basically, we did his entire job for him.
I mean, he prepped for it real good.
Well, yeah, but I guess us as characters, we ended up pretty much getting all the information for him. Then we collected all of his stats, and then now he's got everything he needs.
Yeah. Good thing you guys got here the day before he's doing that.
Yeah.
Who has the best insight roll?
I have a +1, so.
Insight, I have +7.
Or history. Who has the best history? History would be a good one too.
That's probably Nick. I only have a +1.
I have a +10 for history.
Yeah, roll history. Roll history for me.
I can do that too. Oops. Do I want to? Well, use a flash of genius to make that a 17.
Yeah, something in these writings did get you thinking, and you're trying to really put it together. It's the realization that he made these writings before he realized that the era had changed. Gets you thinking about changes to the calendar over time, and you recall...
I mean, are we actually only a day before, or is this like the last day?
You recall, and as you recall, you kind of blurted out that back around the turn of the era, as one of the measures taken to try to increase solidarity between the various nations, the calendar was shifted one day.
Yeah.
And that this on the old calendar is not the last day of the year, but the first. And about when that happens,
because so we don't have a day.
No, you don't.
No, we have to stop it today.
Yeah.
About as that happens, you guys all feel an eruption of magic from somewhere in the castle. And if you look outside the window, you can see a large gathering of people in robes and cloaks, the same kind you would see Blackheart's various minions wearing. At the center of the group, you recognize the members of the inner circle, including Val. She's there too. And they are all pooling their energy and sending it off toward what looks, from where you are at least, to be the broken base of an old tower just outside the castle walls. And you think, you can't quite tell, but you think you see a figure standing there where that power is culminating.
Mm-hmm.
As you watch all of that energy pouring out of those people, they begin one by one to fall over dead.
So they're giving their entire life force to whatever the individual is, who's probably Blackheart, but does the inner circle look like they're like struggling too, like they're dying while they're doing this?
They kind of stumble a little bit, but they're strong enough that it doesn't kill them, except you do see one of them collapse, but you can't tell which one it is from where you are.
Are these pages just loose, or are they in like a notebook form?
They're loose, but they were kind of folded together.
Okay. Darok is definitely taking that teleportation circle one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would expect him to.
Yeah.
So I imagine he kind of shoves it in his pocket or in the bag of holding or something. Which you guys don't have that anymore, do you? So he kind of shoves it in his pocket, and as you guys, Johan is going to run directly toward the
mass of people,
the window, and he's going to jump out.
Jesus Christ!
And
there's no water to break your fall, Johan.
he's
far down with this.
Yeah.
I mean, Johan can just like animal shape and stuff like that, but like, how far down is the drop?
It's pretty far down. If you jumped, you'd have to feather fall or like teleport part of the way or something to keep from dying. But he turns into a bird.
Yeah.
Megan is going to make wings and follow him.
Shit.
I mean, how many? So let's see. There's me, Dowrock, and Todd, and what? The Blink Dog left up here now.
Well, Blink Dog's still wandering around outside the.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the
so
cliff
how
face.
long is Megan even like staying put for a minute, or is she just straight take off?
She'll grab Todd and then she's gonna jump.
Oh, okay. So now it's just Zach and Dowrock at the top.
Yep.
This is gonna hurt.
You don't have feather fall, do you?
No. I have Misty Step. I can go 30 feet, so this is gonna hurt.
Aim for the bushes.
I mean, if you jump most of the way and then Misty Step the last little bit, you'll be fine.
Ready? God, I feel like Dowrock just remembering this well in the first where Johan's first little things is. It's like, gosh. All right.
At least this time, he's not jumping for no reason. He's like trying to save the world.
Darrock is going to either, I don't know, is perception or investigation to see if there's any kind of soft landing on the way down. So,
Either one would work.
Yeah, 19 on investigation.
You do see some thick leafy brush down there. If you wanted to aim for that,
Yeah.
You could roll. You could roll like an athletics or an acrobatics or something. That would reduce your fall damage by a lot.
He's He's going for it, Zach.
You're jumping for the bush?
Yep, I'm jumping for the bush. Well, the bush until I can Misty Step to it, so. Acrobatics. Let's go 14 and then use Misty Step.
Yeah, you land fine.
Okay.
Then, yeah, I guess I'll do the same.
We'll roll out.
Acrobatics, and then you have to Misty Step at the bottom.
I mean, you could just roll acrobatics and you'd still take some damage, but you'd probably survive.
Yeah, but is it worth just giving up a second level spell slot? Or let's see what I get acrobatics wise, I guess.
I have it in mate, so it doesn't. Fortunately, it doesn't take one.
17. Do I notice how fast I'm dropping toward it?
You are kind of able to angle yourself so that, like, by the time you hit, you think it'll absorb your momentum.
I probably should just play it safe, shouldn't
I?
Yeah, I'll just play it safe. I'll Misty Step, I guess.
All right, you also land fine.
Okay.
And you can. There's like more walls between you and where you're going, but there's like they're open. There's like open arches in them. You can see like not the entirety of that courtyard where all those people were gathered, but like the edge of it from where you are. It's more or less a straight shot if you want to run straight there.
Yeah, I would say let's run straight there. I mean, I assume Johan and Megan are just bolting, or, beelining it straight for that, right?
Yeah, you can't see them anymore. Over the walls between you and between where you are and where they are, they're well ahead of you at this point.
They changed the game log symbol to a dice.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's weird.
Do what?
Oh, for the game log, for your character sheet, they changed the game log symbol to a dice.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
ADHD. Oh, look, a butterfly. Yeah, I guess we should join them before they get overwhelmed.
Actually, I didn't think about it. What about Igo?
Oh yeah, Igo. Shit.
He's just up in the tower, guys.
I mean, I was wondering if you'd think of that.
Let me take a look at what this man can do.
Because at least your other crap. What's her name? She can fly. The little owl. What was her name? It's been a few weeks.
Pearl.
Pearl.
Athletics +2 plus proficiency bonus, so he can jump. He does not have a climb speed. He has a speed of 40. So.
All right. Well, that's the question then. Would he jump after you?
Let's do it.
All right.
I can't.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. That is a 15.
All right. After you guys kind of roll out of the bush, he lands in it too. It's soft enough that he'll take 2d6 fall damage.
Let's see if that matters.
All right. Then you guys are able to start running if you want.
And dwarves now have 30 walking speed, so yay.
Yeah. So as you run toward that courtyard, you can still see that energy transferring through the air. Dalrock, I would imagine you're pretty magically inclined, so you can kind of see little indications of the magic that's doing this, but like nothing coherent enough to understand it. But kind of as you were passing like the halfway mark, kind of about when you would expect Johan and Megan would be kind of getting there, the energy stops. And as you kind of round the corner through the last archway, looking out on the courtyard, you see just a bunch of dead people everywhere. Except ahead, toward the center, where the inner circle was, you see Johan and Megan standing like several yards away from a figure who has fallen. And as you then approach them, you see Johan, while Megan hangs back, Johan is slowly approaching the fallen figure, and the wolf that is standing over it protectively, growling at him, trying to keep him away. But then it kind of stops that and kind of turns around and nudges the figure, whining painfully, and you're able to tell that the figure is the man of the woods. He's not dead yet, but he's definitely dying. His skin is looking more and more, looking lighter and lighter as his body begins to turn back into the snow from which he was formed. And as you approach, Johan has knelt down beside him, and you see they've kind of locked eyes. As you kind of come up beside Johan, you can see he isn't happy about what he's seeing, but he is looking at the fallen figure sympathetically. And he says, "I'm not entirely sure how, but I think maybe because he was made from me, and I have some telepathic abilities to connect to my beings. I can hear what he's thinking. He never wanted to be a part of this. He was there for most of their planning. He saw it all. I could see in his mind they originally made him because they knew that when they did, he would come into existence with my memories. And they hoped that he would be able to take them to my people. But the same enchantment that keeps me from being forced to tell someone where my home is interfered with that magic. Even when they put a spell on him to follow all of Blackheart's orders, it wasn't enough. So instead, they used him as Blackheart would have if he had ever convinced me to join his inner circle, and sent him against you to confuse you, make you worry that he had somehow turned me so that you would return to my home with my brother, and his agent could open the way for him and his people to reach the Wolfwood. From there, he kind of looks around at the group of fallen acolytes. He was used for the same thing all of them were. The magic that Blackheart did here today, he reopened the wound in the universe that the destruction of the pillar created. And that caused incredible cosmic energy to be released with no pillar to contain it. So he needed the life force of all these people to contain that power instead, while he used the access that wound granted him to the fabric of reality to rewrite his existence. He kind of looks, he gets this defeated look over his face, and he says, Blackheart has made himself a god. He says, we can't kill him now. And next, he plans to use the staffs that he stole from you to change things even further. And he kind of stands up and walks over, and you can see where the inner circle was standing, and in particular next to the man in the woods. The staffs are there, but they look a little different. The magic that was kind of always around them, making them look more vibrant, it's different now. And he says, at the same time, he took their power to compel the avatars to do what their wielder wishes, and he transferred that to his own staff. Now he plans to summon the avatars to himself and perform another ritual. He'll open that wound again, but this time, because he's a god and he can't die, he'll channel that power all himself, and using the connection of the avatars to their pillars. And he kind of sighs. He lets out a big sigh. He'll be able to reshape the world into whatever he wants. He kind of takes a second, and he walks over to the man in the woods again, and he kind of puts his hand on him, and he says something in Elvish, and as he does, the last of the life goes out of the man in the woods, and he crumbles to a pile of snow. And you can see the wildfire spirit that they moved from Johan into the man in the woods to give him those same powers. It kind of flows back into Johan, and he takes kind of a second to like recenter himself. And the wolf is still there. It's still whining. It doesn't understand what's happening, and so Johan goes to it next and says, "I'm sorry. He was technically one of my people, so he was able to summon you as his companion, and now he's gone. I know it'll never be the same, but once this is all over, I can take you back home. In the meantime, though, you need to leave this place. Look for a friendly beast just outside the walls. You can stay with him until this is all over." And it hesitates, but the wolf eventually runs off. And then Johan he stands up straight, and he looks over in the direction of where Blackheart is. And he says, "At this point, I don't know what we can do." He kind of looks back at you guys, and he says, "He can't die now, but that alignment, whatever it is, that was mentioned in his notes, it only occurs today. And then it won't occur again for over 400 years. If the last time it happened was at the turn of the era, then it won't happen again for 400 years.
Well,
if we can weaken him enough that he's not able to perform the magic today, we'll have bought this world another 400 years."
and just think, because somebody's unkillable doesn't mean they can't be beat. So we just need to beat him here and now today. And like you said, we can at least have peace for another 400 years. And who knows, by that point, if we were able to beat him, we might be able to contain him in some way.
Johan kind of nods at you. He walks over, and he picks up the Staff of the Woodlands, and he says, "The bond between this and the Wolfwood spirit has been broken, but it's still my father's staff. I can't tune to it now, but I'm going to carry it into battle against that bastard. In fact," and he kind of walks over and he rummages through what's left of the Man in the Woods gear.
I was going to say, does he have... Because he should have the majority of Johan's gear that he had.
And he does. And so he takes a minute, and he kind of kits himself out with a lot of his old gear. He gets back his decanter, his boots, and his remaining beads of force.
At least those 3 things don't require attunement, so you can still utilize them.
Yep, he also picks up the Man of the Woods' sword, which you see now is a flame-tongue scimitar. Unfortunately, he can't attune to that, but he carries it anyway. As well as the Man of the Woods' cloak, which, if you recall, is what he was able to use to create that swirl of leaves around himself.
Yeah.
And better armor, so he gets himself some better armor. He says, I really wish you guys hadn't decided to come with me. I have a feeling everybody who moves on from here is about to die, but I'm going anyway. Megan kind of steps up right next to him, and she doesn't say anything, but it's clear she's going to go too.
Well, Johan, just think of it this way. If we weren't going to go with you, we all be dead anyway. We're at least going to do what we can and fight as best as our abilities can to make sure that this bastard doesn't win.
Johan kind of looks back at Dalrock and he says, if anybody wasn't going to come with us, it would be you. You have Bryn to get back to. What do you say?
The theme of all these tests have always been to stay true of who we are, as Dalrock goes to the empty staffs and picks up the depth staff, and then he takes out Winter's Grasp and says, I don't think that she would have sent me this gun without a reason.
Johan kind of nods at you.
Let's go kill a racist ghost.
Johan will also say, I've gotten my wildfire spirit back. I'm the strongest I've been in a long time. And I even feel something else. I think I got more back from the Man of the Woods than just that. My mind is more open than it's ever been. I think perhaps my ability to communicate telepathically has been expanded. Could come in handy. And he kind of nods one more time. That's had a big sigh. And he goes to step forward, but as he does, suddenly the geometry of the castle and the castle grounds begins to change. And in moments, you find yourselves trapped within a twisted room made of all the dirt and stone that made up the castle walls and the courtyard floor, with 4 winding corridors off of it. And floating there in the middle of the room is a seal populated with those same transmutation symbols that you saw being perfected in the notes in the tower. And in their complete form, especially if Zach were to give him those notes to work from, Dalrock, you feel like you could decipher what this spell is and what it does.
Yeah, Zach will definitely provide the note to him.
Alright, Dalrock, you step forward to look at the seal. Roll an Arcana check. With advantage, because you have the notes. No, I don't think you need it.
We're up to that point.
You are able to decipher the spell. It is the strongest example of transmutation magic you've ever seen. Much in the same way that teleportation spell was able to use the power of the broken pillar to send and retrieve people, this has used the power leaking out of the broken pillar to change the space in this area into an endless winding maze. And you see 4 distinct symbols that are more prevalent than the rest and aren't in the notes.
Yeah.
And they seem to be what's holding the spell together. And based on the symbols that are kind of surrounding them, connecting to them, nothing you have is powerful enough to break this unless those symbols can be eliminated. And they seem to represent people.
Like potentially the inner circle plus an additional 4th person?
Well, I mean, you have Gavril, you have Thorian,
Yep.
you have Warmead, and you have Val.
Yep.
And
Can we tell which direction each symbol, or like, is there a way to determine which symbol is which, or is it just a general feeling that they're like a person's energy?
a general feeling. But there are those
Okay.
4 winding corridors off the room. And as Darrock is kind of muttering all this off, as he's kind of deciphering it, Johan kind of walks from corridor to corridor, and he uses his enhanced sense of smell. And as he's kind of passing the 3rd of the 4 corridors, he says, "I smell one of them at the end of each of these." And then as he gets to the 4th, he kind of pauses, and he says, "I'll take this one."
Are you able to identify whose smell?
He doesn't really answer as he walks down the corridor.
All right. So that leaves Zach, Dalrock, and Megan. Does Megan approach any hallway in particular?
She's just gonna head toward the 3rd corridor and kind of give you guys a thumbs up as she heads down that way.
I'll go down the 1st corridor, I guess.
All right.
Megan's already chose.
Yeah.
Dalrock, you're the only one left with number 2.
What's behind door number 2?
It's a brand new bad guy.
Darrock will take the staff and say, "Amy, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm going to make sure you and me play tag again someday." And then he looks at the others and says, we may not be whole, but my God has already declared us the fated 5. So let's see how accurate he is.
You do still feel magic from the staff, by the way. It's just not all of the same magic that was there before, and you can't attune to it right now either. So
I wasn't.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm going to put a couple of maps in here.
Oh, man.
But before we get to those,
we're going to do Johan.
Where did I put them? Before I get to those,
While you take a second, I'll be right back.
I actually need to run and do something too. This is actually probably a good spot to do that. All right, so before we get to your guys' fights, I'm going to put some more writing. I'm going to put some more writings in there for you guys to read through real quick if you want.
Okay.
As you're walking, though, it's important to note that the geometry of the corridors that you're following don't seem to make sense. They definitely should have kind of curved into each other at this point already. So you assume that you kind of get the impression that that if you follow them to their completion, they would kind of just lead back to where you started in the first place. That this is all just meant to contain you, and that the only way out will be to deal with the threat of the inner circle.
It'd be really awkward if one of us loses.
It would be very awkward. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. So first, we are going to see the story of how Megan deals with hers.
Oh.
Megan's fighting Thorian. Are we just reading it, or
you can read it to yourselves. You can read it out. I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. Oh wow, it's like a whole big. All right.
I think it's. I don't think he's going down easy, but.
Oh well, no. I mean, I didn't think it would be like Megan versus Thorian. Megan wins.
You, Megan barked at Thorian the Wanderer. Been wanting to talk to you. You're the one that humiliated me in that tavern. Worst loss I've ever had in a straight fight. We've clashed again since, but I've been looking for a chance at another 1-to-1 since then. Guess it's fitting that it's right now at the end of the world. She glanced at the massive gauntlets that he wore now. It looks like you've gotten a power-up, but I'm way stronger than I was. I'm going to beat you. There's nothing you can do about it. And then, just because I can, I'm going to take those gauntlets of yours and I'm going to beat your boss to death with them.
Good, Megan, with her trash talk. Beat your boss to death with them.
Whoa there.
She let go of her magic shield, setting it to orbit her protectively, as she drew her magic longsword and her new scimitar. Immediately she launched herself forward, moving most of the way toward the massive, stony-skinned, steely-faced warrior blocking her path, even as the rune drawn onto his chest plate glowed, wrapping him in a protective membrane of magical energy. And then she was gone, appearing right in Thorian's face, swinging with her longsword with force enough to split a boulder. And yet that strike just bounced off of Thorian, barely nicking his thick skin. She followed up with another slash from each of her blades, each cutting her opponent, but the cuts were not deep, and Thorian didn't react to them at all. Then Thorian raised his own sword in his gauntlet in his hand. Another rune glowed on his midsection, and he grew to double his size, as Megan had seen him do many times now. She wasn't shocked until his gauntlets glowed too, and he kept growing, doubling in size again, until he literally towered over his opponent. "Oh," Megan muttered, as her foe brought his sword down on her. She shuddered as she drew upon her inner rage to increase her own resilience, and stepped out of the path of that strike, but it was a very near miss. And then the next swing didn't miss at all, nor did the one after that. Each strike was devastating, knocking Megan around and nearly off her feet, the sheer cold that rolled off her opponent's magic weapon with each swing biting her deeply with every hit. Disciplined enough not to let that distract her from the task at hand, Megan bore the hits, stowing her scimitar and grasping her longsword in both hands, even as she swung. She stilled her mind, distilling her rage into power, and then focusing that power into clarity, granting her a laser focus that practically made every detail of her opponent's stance and armor glow in her eye. She knew, suddenly, just how to swing, and swing she did, swiping hard at the Goliath's knee, causing him to stumble and drop to the ground, falling so hard that the earth shook beneath him. Meanwhile, Megan turned in place, carried by the motion of her swing, and she struck again, swinging down at him while he was prone and unable to effectively dodge. She hit him again, the feeling of the earth moving beneath her only a moment ago still fresh in her mind, and she channeled energy into the strike, hitting with the force of a feral giant, shaking the earth again with just the force that carried through Thorian's torso. Then, in a flash, Megan struck thrice more, appearing on the other side of her opponent, both blades in hand again. Thorian shuddered with each impact, spurts of blood flying up from cuts, though none touched Megan's blades, which had moved too fast to catch them. Yet Megan knew that not even an attack such as that one would be enough to put someone like Thorian down. In fact, he ignored even this damage, standing up, swinging down at Megan again as he did. But she turned to face him, ducking to the side. He struck again, and then again, but her floating shield absorbed one hit, and a glimmering, feathery wing appeared on her back, wrapping around her and deflecting the other. He did catch her by surprise when another blade, this one made of solid light, swung around from behind his back, and she was hit again, but she shouldered through it. With one of her wings already out, Megan went ahead and summoned the other as well, light energy rolling off of her as the second wing manifested and both spread wide, showering her in a loose, clinging aura of radiant power. She struck again with both of her weapons, swinging wildly, putting her whole back into every hit. She cut Thorian even deeper this time, with radiant power and sheer magical force rolling off her initial strike, and the others following in its wake, making use of the opening that it had made, digging into Thorian's legs, as they were the only part of a standing Thorian that Megan was able to reach. As he always did, Thorian didn't react at all to the damage he took, simply returning the favor. He swung down, again and again, at the smaller Megan, who danced and sometimes teleported nimbly around him, and between his legs, striking back whenever she could. Sweat dripped into her eyes, burning them and blurring her vision as she pushed herself to her brink, striving to no-sell his hits as effectively as he did hers. But before long, she had to channel some of the power from her magic longsword into a shield around her body, sacrificing a bit of its magical sharpness to prolong her ability to stay in the fight. Even after making the sacrifice, though, and saving her strength wherever she could, Megan still hit far more often than her opponent did. Before long, both warriors were bruised, cut, and covered in streaks of dirt, sweat, and blood. Breathing heavily, their vicious exchange paused momentarily as some of Thorian's magic wore off, and he shrunk back down to just twice his normal size, the rune on his chest dimming, its protection going along with it. Seeing this, Megan knew that it was over, that she had already won. She had put enough chinks in her foe's stony flesh by now that his characteristic resilience wouldn't return without time to recover, and she had saved up one final burst of power. She had seemed to be flailing, struggling to avoid her opponent's monumental blows while doing little more than poking him with all but her luckiest of strikes. But really, every movement that she had made had been driven by her honed, calculating fighter's instincts, geared towards delivering her to this exact moment. The battle drew to a momentary pause as both warriors found their second wind, and they exchanged a few more cursory blows. Megan was brought to the brink, standing upon barely more than her last legs, but her opponent was teetering on his feet as well when she dug deep, drawing upon her rage once more, focusing it into a righteous fury sharper than any sword. Thorian saw her do this, and he accepted her unspoken challenge, his final rune glowing upon his armored pauldron, sending a wave of red-hot power down into his blade. They both swung, putting everything they had into what they knew would be their final strikes. Flames rolled off of Thorian's sword, pouring over Megan before they turned bitingly cold, marring her flesh. But she dug her own blade square into her opponent's chest. She swung with both arms. The cut alone could have felled even the most ancient of oaks, and when her wings flashed one last time with radiant magic that rolled down and off the blade, followed by an explosion of deadly force, Thorian was blasted back off his feet, and he didn't rise. He would never rise again. And yet, when Megan stumbled over to him to take his gauntlets as her prize, as she had promised she would, she saw that an expression had graced his hard features for the first time since she had met him. He looked, of all things, content. Seeing that, Megan smiled. She had enjoyed their fight too, enough that she was still smiling as she hobbled to the arched exit of their makeshift arena, at the brink of what came next, and she collapsed against it. I can't move, she thought, but that's okay. The others will be along soon. After all, if I could win, they will too. And then we can all go on together. With complete faith that it would be her friends that found her, she put on her new gauntlets and she passed out.
She got a new pair of gauntlets. Woo!
Yep.
Let's see
All right.
if we cannot disappoint her.
Like I said, it's going to be awkward if any one of us fail this. So, but it could happen. Was this just so that we didn't sit here and watch you fight these two together? Or?
Yes, yes, it was. All right, so I'll kind of narrate you guys getting to your respective chambers. So as you kind of wind through your nonsensically shaped corridors, Zach, you end up in a spacious room. It does not look like it's essentially underground, like what this space has become. It looks like a throne room, partially filled with lava, and standing, waiting for you, kind of slightly off-center, is Gavril. And he's standing there. He's got kind of the handle of his axe planted in the ground, and he's clearly just waiting. He's standing sentry. Meanwhile,
thousands of miles away,
Dalrock enters his chamber, and at first he doesn't see anybody here.
Mm-hmm.
He just hears what sounds like somebody sharpening a blade. And after looking around for a second, Warmead kind of steps around the side of this statue here. And he is, in fact, sharpening a blade. And he kind of looks at Dalrock. Says, I was wondering if it would be you. So how have you been?
Not to lie, it's been a rough month for all.
He nods. He kind of nods, kind of mock sympathetically. He says, yeah, things didn't seem to be going great for you last time I saw you. When was that? Right, it was back by that volcano. When your friend died.
The same friend who obliterated you, I heard, in one go.
Don't have to worry about him anymore. And he kind of lifts the blade up to look at it. Kind of turns it so it catches the light. And he says, and he left me a souvenir. And you realize the sword he was sharpening is Lloyd's scimitar. He says, what do you think? He sheaths it, and he says, he kind of holds it next to the sheath by his belt. He says, it suits me, doesn't it?
I mean, you have the edgelord going for you, if you mean by it suiting someone.
He kind of swings the sword back around and kind of like leans it on his shoulder. He says, I always liked you way better than any of the other ones. But if you want to end the spell, you and your friends, you got to kill us. I'm not going to make that easy for you.
Well, I was thinking on the way here about the tests we had to endure for the staffs, of course. And there was usually a theme to them all, to stay true to yourself. Though Lloyd mentioned to me of why he enjoyed doing what he did. I've always hid myself learning of the things that I could only see in my small little workshop, loathing who I was and being jealous of my brothers, my fathers, and even the Queen's strength that I didn't have. But as Lloyd had told me why he enjoyed destroying people, says there is no better pleasure than destroying someone who underestimates me, as Dalrock takes out the potion of Storm Giant Strength and drinks it. I think it's time for me to feel how my brothers and father have felt, and I don't need this gun to defeat you.
Warmead's gonna kind of swagger over this way a little bit, and he's gonna say, "Those are some brave words, but the reason I was hoping I'd get to fight you is I don't think you can kill me. I don't think that's the kind of person you are. And I could just release my part of the spell, but I'm not going to do that. So the way I see it, I've won. Why don't you try to prove me wrong? You can go ahead and roll initiative."
He's definitely going to be quicker.
All right. So, he is going to fight with Lloyd's sword because he's that kind of asshole.
Hold on, Dower's got to get his entourage with him.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him.
That's it. I don't have any more.
That's disappointing. I was hoping you had gotten like 2 more guys since last time. And he is going to create an echo right next to you. And he's going to attack with it. Not very well, though, apparently.
I've seen these tricks.
So he'll attack again.
Down with this.
Alright, doing 8 slashing damage and 9 radiant damage. And then he's going to slip back behind the statue himself.
Trying to step up. Darak is going to bonus action. Use Blessing of the Queen and move 30 feet here. It looks like unarmed are plus 14. Darak is going to summon up a rapier from his arm to counter, to have Lloyd's original weapon.
Are you attacking with the rapier?
Yes, I am.
Alright, well, as you roll, he kind of very luckily dodges out of the way, so you have disadvantage.
Oh. A 25.
Yeah, it's still gonna hit.
So it is unarmed is 10, and then I assume it's just 5 from proficiency bonus.
Sure.
For 13 points of piercing damage. Going to strike again.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit also.
For 10 points of piercing damage. Or, let me see. It's a plus 9 strength. So it'd be a plus 19 still. Okay. Because the arm is what makes you're proficient with that weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Alright, cool. Lots of math I'm going to be cutting out of the recording of those.
And then Darok is invoking Vex. So he has advantage on his next attack.
Okay. Alright, are his critters doing anything?
Pearl is definitely shooting at the Echo. She's probably going to fly. She needs to be within 30 feet. Let's see. She stops there. Pearl is going for the shots on the Echo. Spell attack modifier to hit, so it is a plus 5. Just as long as Pearl hits.
I want to see how far I am from him.
So a level will miss because the Echo is 19 unless it increased.
It's increased, it's 20 now.
Okay. I go.
Yeah, get it, I go.
We'll charge it. He's a bit stronger than that. So that is a spell plus 10 to hit.
All right.
13.
Boom.
So it only has 1 point of damage.
Squash.
So yeah.
He just kind of walks up and he kind of bats it and turns into smoke and disappears. All right. Wormy's turn again then. He is going to... You're not gonna believe this.
Is he gonna summon another Echo?
Yeah, manifest another Echo over here.
I forgot. Is that a infinite or is that just proficiency?
Yeah, you can just do that forever.
Yeah,
That's why Echo Knight's overpowered, honestly. So he summons that, and then he is going to... Oh, I need to check something. Can I do that? Does that work? It'd be really funny if it does.
Very nice.
Scroll through a bunch of bullshit. Stupid eyes work better. There we go. Okay, that's what I thought. Cool, that's gonna be awesome. Alright. He attacks with the Blade of Forlorn Hope with advantage. 26 to hit. And doing 13 slashing damage. Plus 9 radiant damage. Plus 6 cruel damage. Plus 20 sneak attack damage. Then he's going to stab you with it again, or slash you with it again, I guess.
Did you say cold damage?
No, cruel damage.
Oh, cruel. Alright, cool damage.
For another 13 slashing damage and 7 radiant damage. And then his Echo is going to... he and the Echo at the same time are going to draw a dagger from his belt. And the Echo is going to stab you in the back. Maybe.
Stab.
Yep. For...
Not advantage, though.
Yeah.
For 8 piercing damage and 2 acid damage. And then because
Darok, how you looking over there?
Because his dagger has the Nick property, Nick. He's going to stab you with it again, and he's going to crit.
Yeah.
We doing something about that?
Barbs that are silvery. I mean, just let him hit you.
It will do only 18 damage.
Oh, that's not that.
Yeah, you're good.
You got to take that hit and then just say something smartass to him like, "Wow, I thought your bash would hit harder." You just need to like trash talk him this whole fight.
Dalrock, with that flurry of blows, just wincing in pain every strike. And then he looks up as his face, the damaged eye, his damaged left eye, the damaged side of his face, and says, as it turns ghostly, as that turns into a skull, and says, "That tickled."
I forget, does blessings, how long does that resistance last? Is it until the start of your next turn?
Till the end of my next turn.
Oh, so you've had resistance to all this damage.
Yep, I did.
All right, your turn then.
Stay true, or just do that.
Balrog, drop your restraints.
Release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin.
No, that's not where I was going.
Release the restraints.
Take off your ankle weights and boost your speed immeasurably.
Concentration might not be good, guy, against this guy. So,
Yeah, it might
What did you
not.
say, concentration?
yeah, concentration. He has got a lot of blows to.
Yeah, but I mean, well, yeah, you're only resistant to that turn, so.
No, I mean, how many times can you do that teleporting thing?
5.
Just teleport behind him.
I was gonna say, yeah, you got plenty of. Yeah, but I guess on that same note, though, yes, we need to beat these people, but it's like at what cost of trying to save some?
Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, they added a feature to this that I actually like.
To what, maps?
Yeah,
What they add?
there's a dice roll thing now in the
Oh, yeah.
game log. I like that a lot. That's very cool. And you can like shrink it away. It's neat.
See, they're getting better.
So much damage Blackheart's going to do to you guys.
Does both have the same stats? The Echo's not the same.
Yeah.
Right?
The Echo has the same AC and stuff, if I remember right. He just has one attack.
Its AC is actually higher than his. Otherwise, it has all of his like ability scores and stuff.
That might not be the best idea. Then Dalek's going to ignore the shadow. He's just going to fight Warmead.
All right.
And now he has advantage because of Vex. See how this goes. That is a 30.
Hits.
Or 14 piercing. And then invoke Vex right now. You can get the same roll. Unless,
Hold on.
I'm not rolling damage yet. I'm waiting to see what happens.
He's kind of trying to sidestep your attack, and as he's doing that, he says that's not good enough, and he casts silvery barbs on you.
So that's just a straight roll.
Yeah,
So that is a 17.
that's no. It was good enough then. Okay.
No, it's 19. Sorry.
Yeah, it hits him still.
Okay. Plus 19. Yeah, that's 22. Plus 17 piercing, and then he's going to invoke Eldritch Strike. So the next spell that. The next save that Warmead does against a spell is with disadvantage.
Okay. Interesting.
And Pearl Deer. Forgot I just click off that now. Pearl Deer is going to move here and take a shot at the shadow.
Shoot the shadow. Okay. All right.
Plus 7, so 16 doesn't do it. Or Echo. A bunch of Echo. If he just runs over here. Let's see. I drew a line across, so Igo can make it 40 feet next to Darrock. Just drawing a line across, so I'm going to say he's moving like this.
Alright.
And then he's going to attack the shadow.
Okay. Well, he'll probably kill it.
That is a 24.
Yep, that kills it. I'm just gonna move it over here because I'm probably gonna make it again.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Stupid thing.
Oh, maybe that wasn't that good.
Yeah. All right.
I should have done that first.
Oh well, for next time.
It might not be next time.
Warmead's feeling kind of boxed in, so he is going to Misty Step up to the top of the statue here. And then, let me make sure he has what I think he has. Yeah, okay. He is going to throw his dagger at, I guess, Dowrock. He'll just throw it at Dowrock. 26 to hit.
God, what's that, 14?
For 10 piercing to acid. And then it bounces right back into his hand. So he will throw it again. 28 to hit for 10 piercing and 2 acid. Wow, that's weird.
Same roll, just same damage.
Yeah. It's consistent, I guess. It makes it easier to remember. And that's his turn.
Summon this guy again. Darrock is going to use Toll the Dead.
Ooh. Okay. What's the roll on that?
Wisdom save with disadvantage.
Oh, man, he's not good at that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That is going to be, because he has advantage on saving throws.
What?
A 21.
It saves.
He kind of, he does like a rude gesture at you. Anything else? Is Pearl gonna like run up there and attack or something? Or fly up there and attack?
Dowrock, wet t-shirt, grapple him.
It wouldn't be a terrible strategy, but he's on top of that statue now. I don't know how you'll reach him.
Do adult Gohan. Punch the statue and bring him down to your level.
I don't know. It might not work. Guess you'd have to try it.
The DM said it might not work.
Give me 1 second here. He is going to... Dowrock is going to switch his rapier into a warhammer. And he is going to action surge and attack the statue.
There we go.
Okay.
And he is going to... you have big features. He's going to versatile it with 2 hands. So it'll do more damage. That is a 19 for D10. Yeah. Yes.
You definitely are doing damage to it.
That's not a goddamn shithead. That's 11 points of bludgeoning. And Dowrock will attack again for a 28.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, max damage. 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright, so you kind of hit it once and chip it, and then you kind of spin in place and smack it again. And surprised enough that he's not able to like jump out of the way in time, the statue begins to buckle. Let's see how bad a time he's going to have real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. So he actually trips off of the statue. That'd be like 12 damage, but he'll take his uncanny dodge to have that, thinking it's over. But then the statue's going to fall on him.
Just that first hit was to do the trajectory of the fall. How much do falling objects do? For the most part, falling objects do as much damage as the DM feels appropriate.
Alright, so he's able to dodge partially out of the way, but he still takes an additional 29 damage.
Oof. And then Dalrock, as a bonus action, is going to move here and look him in the face and say, God, this strength feels good.
Alright, well he's gonna hop up.
Oh, he's not. I still have my entourage.
Oh, that's true, you do. You have all your critters. Forgot about them because we were like dropping statues and shit. So the statues kind of like here now ish.
Pearl's gonna do some insult to injury with a 26.
Ow.
It's not all that much. 6 points of force damage.
It's something.
Yeah. Well, that's the statue right there.
Yeah.
What it is to... I go to move around 20 feet. That's enough.
Yeah, he could kind of walk over part of the pedestal now too if he wanted to.
I want him close for a disadvantage anyway.
Yeah.
That's gonna be enough. 13. Is he prone?
Yeah.
Or just okay. I want it though. 28 plus. I think that is a plus 6, so 14. Dalrock is going to invoke Arcane Jolt, and he's going to heal himself to use these effects.
Okay.
So 11 feet.
Alright, well, on his turn, Wormeat is going to manifest another echo. And as it kind of appears there in the corner of your eye, he's going to like swing his feet underneath him and he's going to hop up and he's going to do a ram attack with his goat horns.
Goat horns.
25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And do 9 bludgeoning damage plus 6 additional damage from Cruel, plus an additional 25 damage from Sneak Attack. So he kind of headbutts you right in your head, and then he's going to like even before he like completely drops, like his feet completely touch the ground again, he's gonna swing his sword at Igo and get a 22 to hit.
I go down. It.
For 13 slashing and 7 radiant.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he does that, the echo is also going to swing at Igo. 27 to hit, 13 slashing, and 4 radiant. And then as Wormeat's feet touch the ground again, he's going to nick attack you with his dagger. 22 to hit.
Deflecting.
Okay.
So
I'll lose my R.
Sorry.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
At least this one doesn't do as much damage. So 14 damage total. That's his turn. He's not looking great, by the way. He is, in fact, also that thing that you are.
Alrighty, let's see what to do here.
It's a pretty close fight. What I was hoping for.
Let's go to Dalrock is going to switch to a battle axe in lieu of what his father uses. And he is going to attack once. Actually, he's going to bonus action teleport again on top of the statue, and he's going to do overhand swing.
Okay. I would say he's a little too high up to do that, but he is pretty short, so.
For a plus 11 plus 19, so a 30.
That definitely hits. I know you're going to be surprised to hear it.
11 points, and he's going to attempt to topple him.
Alright. How does that work again? Okay, 8 plus the ability modifier used to make the attack roll. So your absurd strength modifier. I don't think his constitution's that good. It is not. Alright. He got a 1 anyway, alright. So he falls over real hard. Kind of knocks the wind out of him for a second.
And he is going to attack again.
Alright.
For 18 points of bludgeoning or slashing damage, I think. That's a battle axe.
He's going to use his whatever that rogue ability is again.
Yeah, slashing.
And kind of half roll out of the way and take less damage.
And Pearl is going to go over here and menace the Echo again.
Pearl, you're so annoying.
Oh, she misses it.
She does that a lot, frankly.
Mm-hmm. But Igo is definitely going to attack the prone man.
Yeah.
And get an 18.
Alright. Yeah, that definitely is going to hit.
For what I see before. God damn it. I need to remember this is 6. So 9 points of force damage. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, still 6. 9 points of force damage, and I'm going to Arcane Jolt to deal additional 2d6 force damage.
Ooh.
So 5 points.
Not bad. Not bad at all. He's not looking great.
And he's still... Even though the room seems a bit warm in here, Dara huffs out as it's freezing cold.
Yeah.
Maintaining his ghostly presence. And the potion lasts an hour.
God damn. Alright. Well, if things go well, he'll still have that later, too. Alright, Wormy's gonna stumble up. And he's going to Misty Step again. And then kind of hop back as far as he can go. And then he's going to attack Igo again from the Echo's position. 27 to hit. 11 slashing. 8 radiant. Then 17 to hit. What's his AC?
16.
That sucks. 11 slashing and 4 radiant. And then with the dagger against Igo still, of course.
Igo's down.
Okay. It was his goal, trying to weaken you as much as he can. But that's all he can do. He's done for his turn. Yeah, alright.
Darok seeing his friend, his emotional companion, go down once more. Not really affected by it as much as he was before. He's met his family that he never knew he had and gained a new one. So just sees a stern look on his face. That was 3 times against that, so Darok is going to slowly move up to the statue and then jump down. And then, as a bonus action, he is going to use the Blessing of the Raven Queen. But the visual is that he is moving closer to him, like Ghost from Ant-Man 2.
That's
like he
awesome.
just kind of just, and then he's going to cast the spell. Should I just cast it, or should I do something else? Because he has advantage on saving throws. Should I just hit him?
Hitting him would be more effective, probably.
He's going to switch back to the rapier as he's stepping towards him and just going to attack him. Oh boy, I'm going to lucky that one.
I would too.
That's a crit.
Okay.
Okay, that is +8 plus 3, so it's 11 plus 10. So 21 points of piercing damage.
He's going to have that. Because
And then
that's a lot.
And then Dalrock is going to look him in the eye and say, feel like dropping that spell yet?
Kind of gets right up in your face and says, absolutely.
Oh.
he would still have like your blade stuck in his shoulder at this point, because like he barely avoided a killing blow with that uncanny dodge.
Dalrock is going to invoke Vex.
Okay.
And then he's going to look at him and say, there's one more thing he told me. Lloyd told me before he died, and he said, kill the bastards.
Alright.
And he's going to unstab and then re-stab and do 15 points of damage.
Alright, he's dead.
And then Dalrock will do investigation check for a coin purse.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you investigate him. You find that he is, of course, carrying Lloyd's sword.
Mm-hmm.
He's also carrying a pretty cool-looking cloak you could take.
Mm-hmm.
His dagger's pretty neat. Boots are cool. You can take all of it if you want. But most importantly, I think he is carrying exactly 17 gold.
He finally got it.
That's what I keep.
That's all I cared about.
No, he's gonna take he's definitely taking the sword back, and I don't know, I guess he had the backpack on. I don't know how equipment is, but a backpack. I'm just gonna put that other stuff in there and be like,
Alright, that's cool.
He is definitely going to, I don't know how the time frame goes here, but he's definitely going to, I think it's a minute or so. I forgot. He's going to survive Igo if I have the time.
Yeah, you have the time. It's fine.
And then he's going to be like, I wonder how the other guys are doing. And then he's going to say he's going to look up in the air and say, I got him, Lloyd. I got him. As he hopples back over to Igo. Is there any kind of changes in this room, or?
Not yet. You still get the sense that regardless of which way you leave, you'll just kind of wrap around to where you started, but the room itself hasn't changed, no.
Again. So he's going to gather Pearl up and say, well, shall we see where the other ones go? As he's just going to walk past Warmead and give up that door.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, that was five rounds. So,
you gotta do it in 4.
I gotta do it in 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't see how that's gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see.
So that is, how many uses of that was that? 4? Was that 4? Yes. Dark's going to take an opportunity to second wind.
Yeah, probably not a terrible idea. All right, back with Zach and Gavril.
Meanwhile,
thousands of miles away.
Oh boy.
Is there anything you would like to try to say to Gavril before you begin fighting him?
yeah. Okay.
Second. Jeremy's a bit more prepared.
Huh?
I don't know if...
So, I'm going to slowly start walking as I'm saying this.
All right.
Like toward him. So he's just sitting there with his axe in the ground with his hand just on it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Like a bee stance. Like a buoy stance almost, or it's just the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, doing a quick glance around the room, is there anything like not easily seeable on the map that I kind of notice? Or is it really just a big room that just has like the pillars and stuff with lava? Like nothing special.
Nothing special, really. It's just what you see.
All right. I'll start walking toward him. I'll say, Gavril. Let's see. How do I want to approach this? Gavril, I need you to drop whatever spell that you're holding over this place.
He doesn't move at all. His stance doesn't change. He just glares at you and says, "That is never going to happen."
I will walk up 5 more feet, and I'll just say, look, today, you stand at a crossroads. The path you choose will define your legacy. This is your last chance. Turn away from the destruction you've caused. You have the power to change it. You have the power to help people that you harmed, but the choice is yours. If you continue down this path of ruin, I'll have no other choice than to take you down. You have the choice to face the consequences of your actions with honor or to fall in disgrace.
He continues to look in your eyes and he says, "That's what none of you throughout the years have ever understood. I believe that what I'm doing is right. If I fall in pursuit of that, there's no dishonor." He says, "And it is my faith that makes me strong. Too strong for you to defeat."
I know that feeling, but the evil that you worship and that you work for caused many people's innocent lives from being taken from them, including my brother's. This fight is not just for him, but for all that have suffered at your hands. I carry his memory with me in this battle, and it will be his spirit that guides me. And may this fight bring closure, and may your spirit find peace. This is where your journey ends in the final chapter of your story. Let's settle this once and for all.
He lifts up his axe and he says, "You're guided by the spirit of your brother. I'm guided by my God, who has done everything in his power to shed as little blood as possible on his quest to renew the world. Maybe you're right. Maybe I am the evil one. Let this battle determine that once and for all."
Except for the races that he hates.
Alright. Initiative. His initiative is bad. Yep. Alright.
Zach slowly starts walking. 5, 10, 40. He will walk up there. He will cast Hexblades. Not cast. He will use Hexblades first on Gavril. And then he will... How do we want to do this? See, that's a bonus. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? He will start having steam kind of lift off of him as you can see fire start to pop up in spots around him. And as he looks Gavril straight in the face, Zach erupts in darkness and flames that surround him as he casts Shadow of Moil on himself.
Okay, cool.
And then he will say, well, no. And then that'll end his turn.
Shadow and flame, he is about rock.
Your darkness fuels my flame. Let's see how well you handle the blaze.
He is going to hold up his axe, and he's going to slam it into the ground. Markings are going to appear on the axe head, and power travels through the axe into the ground beneath your feet. As the floor under you, the only thing between you and that lava, which does go beneath the floor, begins to deconstruct itself. Make a dex throw for me.
Dex throw! 27!
You manage to roll out of the way back to here, just in time for this entire region to turn back into stone, individual stones, and fall into the lava.
What?
Now there's a big hole.
Old lava.
I can.
Is that old lava now?
Yep.
That's lava.
The floor is lava.
Floor is lava, everyone. The floor is lava.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. Looks great. Looks perfect.
I can't even tell the difference between that and the other stuff.
And then he'll take a couple of steps forward, and he will return the favor, and he will put a Hexblade's Curse on you.
He will not put a Hexblade's Curse. You have to see the target. I am heavily obscured.
That's true. You are okay. I see what you're putting out there. All right, cool. Then he'll just kind of look. He'll just kind of step forward and stare ominously at where your face would be. Does he have anything he could do to kind of round out the turn, so he doesn't look like he just failed impotently? Yeah, sure. He'll cast Spirit Shroud on himself. Now, how are you going to get over that lava, Jeremy?
I am going to use Relentless X and teleport right behind my cursed target, and as a bonus action, and then I shall attack with advantage against Gabriel.
All right, go for it.
Critical! Oh, he's immune. Damn it!
Yeah.
Still, it hit.
Yeah.
Damn it! I can't crit this guy. All right, so that's 2d6 and a d8. That 2 is now a 3 because of great weapon fighting. Yay!
Yeah. Some people really hate that. I think it's good.
They become 3s.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
so
know.
much
I don't
better.
know why.
Like, what's worse than rolling a 1 again and then getting 1 again? Or
Yeah. I don't
rolling
get
a
it.
2 and then getting a 1. All right. So that is 12, 15, 20 slashing damage, and 3 force damage. And then I shall attack again. Ooh, 19. Probably a miss.
He'll shield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. For his turn, he is going to use his Meta Magic Adept that I give to basically all my spellcasters.
Meta magic.
To I'm gonna do that. Is that what I'm gonna do? What level did you cast Shadow and Moil at? Out of curiosity.
Is it 4? It's 4's the lowest level for it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I don't like that.
He's going to bonus action cast Armor of Agathis on himself.
Okay.
He'll just swing at you then, I guess. That's fine.
Alright. You have disadvantage unless you have advantage with something, but I have a 19 armor class.
And that misses. 26 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, that'll do 21 slashing damage and 16 force damage.
First off, con save.
Mm.
Fine on con. Then, Shadow of Moral reaches out and deals him 8 necrotic damage. And then Tiebreaker does 7 radiant damage, which all hits his temporary HP, but doesn't have backlash damage back because I have to hit him with a melee for that to work.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry. Each
oh.
one of those is plus 5 additional for Hexblade's Curse.
Alright, okay. What kind of damage is that?
It just adds to whatever it is, so it'll get halved.
Okay.
So 5 more necrotic, 5 more radiant.
I also forgot his whatchamacallit.
I'm not sure.
Spirit Shroud should do
Yeah.
an additional 8 cold damage. That'll be his turn.
Alright. Zach's turn. Let's see. He should still have temp HP from armor. So if I hit him, I'll take some damage, which I don't want to do. What do I got here? Let me read the description. I am going to use Eldritch Blast against him, and it will
I have disadvantage because I'm within 5 feet, but cancel out because I'm shrouded in darkness.
Yep.
So, straight roll. First beam. 20...
Sure.
26.
That'll hit.
Second, drop my d20. Second, 30, which should hit. Third roll, 29.
Yep.
So each one of those does. Where's my d10s?
Oh, there.
1, 2, 3. So it does
I think I found what John was talking about.
13 force damage,
The dice roller.
9 force damage, and then 10 force damage.
All right, not bad. His armor bag is gone.
Okay. Bonus action. I'll bonus action and use Fury of the Tides on my weapon, and then that will end my turn.
Yeah, he'll just swing at you. It's fine.
All right.
Probably. I don't know.
Disadvantage.
I mean, he has a plus 15 to hit, so 29 to hit
Hit.
for 18 slashing and 17 force.
Okay. Where to go? No dice. He takes for 9 necrotic damage and 13 radiant damage.
Cool.
And then con save. 29, yep. Fine. Okay.
So annoying. He'll swing again.
What's annoying?
You.
Succeeding like
20 to hit.
I will protective wing that one.
All right. Is there anything he can do with a bonus action?
Oh, Spirit Shroud. You gotta do Spirit Shroud.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
both have.
Another 2 cold damage.
Okay.
And oh, that's a bonus action now. Okay, he'll do that.
What's he doing? Lay on hands him?
He's laying on handsing himself.
Quit touching yourself.
No. That'll be his turn.
All right. Zach is going to. So, Armor Bagathis was verified gone, right? Like it's faded away from him.
Oh yeah, you would still see it if it was there.
Okay. I'm going to use Precise Strike to get advantage +2 to hit him, and I will attack him.
Okie dokie.
15, 24, 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
So that's a 2d6 plus that. So that's considered a 3. Yeah, I definitely like this new Grey Weapon fighting. It does 20 slashing damage and 5 force damage.
Okay, not bad.
And on that, I will push him back 10 feet with Fury of the Tides.
Oh boy.
Is the square that he's standing on, I assume it's enough for him to stay standing on it.
Yeah, he has room.
Alright, I will now move up, and I will... Actually, what's my bonus actions first? Do I have anything?
I'll huff. No puff.
Ooh. Odds are he's going to save from it, but I'll attack again. 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. It will do 19 slashing damage, 5 force damage. And I'm going to activate as a bonus action after I hit Thunderous Smite, which, as I hit, they take an extra 2d6 thunder damage, which does 7 thunder damage. And then, if it's a creature, you have to make a strength saving throw. So you have to beat a 21 or you get pushed back 10 feet and fall prone.
I'm thinking making this the lava room was a bad idea.
Please for me. This is. I'm assuming.
Oh, he's fine. Okay.
Dang. Okay. I figured he was gonna save from it. I mean, still, I had to try it.
Thanks.
Use that spell. Oh, and I'm sorry. +5 additional on slashing in the last one. I forget Great Weapon Master. It's hard. It's kind of hard to remember that now. I just need to write it here. I'm gonna write it over here.
So, fun fact: the fact that you didn't knock him into the lava is probably going to turn out really bad for you.
Let me grab you and fall back.
He's going to kind of move around you here,
Oh no!
and then he's going to, okay, he's going to take one hand off of his axe, and he's going to try to grapple you.
I am immune to grapples.
All right, so his hand just kind of slides off. Damn,
I've been
man.
training for it.
Well, then he'll just swing with his weapon, I guess. It's starting to frustrate him a little bit.
Oh, he's breaking his stoic. His face. His stoic face is breaking.
Yeah, a little bit. 21 to hit.
I'll wing it. Why not? I'll throw a wing out. Block it.
All right. And he's going to go ahead and use the last of his lay on hands pool to heal up a little more. And that'll be his turn.
All right. Zach. Let's see. Do I have a good bonus action? Not really. Yeah, no, not really. Well, I will do. And I will hit him again. Or I'll attack him again. 20 to hit. Oh, I'm sorry, 22 to hit. Sorry.
He will throw up a shield.
Oh, okay. I will attack again. 24 to hit. I think that still misses, doesn't it?
No, that hits exactly.
Oh, yeah. All right. So damage is 2d6. So that is 8 plus 5, 13, 16. 21 slashing damage. Nay. 26, sorry, Grow Weapon Master. 26 slashing damage. And 7 force damage.
Alright, anything else crazy happening?
Yeah. Yes. I will use Fury of the Tides to push him back 10 feet. Unfortunately, I can't do anything in addition to that, so that actually... Oh, no, I haven't used my bonus action. Have I? No, I didn't. As I hit him... Because I missed the first attack, yeah. So as I hit him, I'll use a bonus action to cast Thunderous Smite yet again. So 2d6... 2 thunder damage. Double ones for the win. And then strength saving throw of 21.
21.
Dang it. Alright, that ends my turn.
Okay. He's gonna jump over here. And then move back here. And then he's going to... what should I do? What would be fun? Oh, I know what he'll do. Does he do this before he moves or not, though?
Nick, I definitely won't be able to beat him in 4 rounds.
Oh.
Zach has taken 3 so far. So I can't beat him next turn because he's also immune to crit. So it's like it's really hard to hurt this guy.
Alright, it's fine. I'll just do it from here. He activates his necrotic shroud.
Oh.
So decrepit wings spring from his back and he's surrounded in a dark aura. And that'll be his turn.
All right. I will, or Zach will, do Relentless Hex and teleport right behind him.
This sucks,
what he's gonna do? He's gonna attack him again.
No, really?
Oh, that's low. That's a 19 to hit.
That still hits, so he will throw up a shield.
Oh, okay. I'll attack again. Oh, that one hit. 31.
Yep.
That deals... Ooh, nice damage. It will do... So, 18... 28... 28 slashing and 8 force damage. And... I will use a bonus action to cast Thunderous Smite to do an additional 4 thunder damage to him and attempt to push him 20 total feet backwards.
Okay. His spirit shroud goes away, if that even freaking matters at this point. What is that, strength?
Yep, 21. We got 21 last time. It means I got a shot.
He flies back into the lava.
Did he fall, or is he like floating or something?
He lands in the lava.
Oh.
Are you doing anything else? Do you have anything else you can do?
No, that's all my stuff for the turn.
All right, he climbs back out, runs up to you.
Does he look like he's affected at all by it?
Yeah, he's not doing great.
Oh, okay.
33 to hit.
That hits.
19 damage. Plus 23 force damage, and he is going to Divine Smite. No.
Sorry, 19.
And 23.
19, 23. Okay. That hurt a lot.
Yeah, he's just going to Divine Smite. It's fine.
Con save. 28. Okay.
Doing an additional 25 radiant damage.
12 radiant. Okay. Ow. Con save.
How are you looking, by the way?
Oh, I'm pretty bloody.
I mean, he is also, his skin's also melting.
But the good news is Spirit Shroud's gone, which means that I can heal again.
Yeah, unfortunately. Does he have anything else he can do? Was that one attack, or did I do both attacks?
That was one.
Okay, well, he'll attack again.
Unless you missed with one and didn't say it, but that was only one that I know of.
Your thing's still up, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, that's gonna miss. Alright. Well, I would assume you're going
20
to make that miss.
Yeah, I'll do a wing to stop it.
Oh, he also does an additional 6 necrotic damage.
3. Oh, and then he takes the backlash and roll backlash. Where's D8? D8. He takes 15 necrotic, so 7 plus 8. Nope, 13 radiant. Half.
All right. That's your turn then.
As he's, I assume, fairly hurt, Zach will say, I'll give you one more chance to give up now before we end this. And the rest of Toontown. Yes.
He just says nothing.
All right. I will just attack. I'll precise strike just to get a +2 to see if I can hit. Ooh. 23.
You will throw up a shield.
Do I want to? No, I don't want to. That'd be dumb. I'll attack again. Oh. That also misses. 21.
All right.
I will bonus action, and I will dump my entire lay on hands into myself. And then I'll end my turn.
But Jeremy, that's so unfair. I would never do that.
You already did it. And funny enough, that barely brings him out of bloodied.
Guess what? Darrock, after his second win, is just 2 above his bloody point. So,
Alright.
let's see what's going to happen.
think I'm gonna cast Charm Person on you and try to make you my friend. No, I'm kidding.
What? Against charisma? What? Against a paladin? What?
What do I want to do? I think at this point he just really wants to hit you in the face. So he's going to do that, theoretically. 26 to hit.
Hit.
And that is going to be 18 slashing. 10 force damage. And then I think...
Save. 24, fine.
Getting real frustrating, man. I think he's going to...
Sorry. I have a high con and then I have Eldritch Mind. Do I have advantage on con saves?
I think he's going to do a...
Oh, wait. He hit me.
Damage, yeah.
15, 19 necrotic, and 8 radiant.
Alright, he's hanging on by a thread, man. He's also gonna do a level 3 Searing Smite.
Okay.
For an additional 9 fire. Wow, that's pathetic. What does that do?
Non-fire?
What does that do? Like catch you on fire or something?
Yeah, well, it catches me on fire and does additional damage at the end of each, round. Searing Smite. At the start of each, I take an extra d6 for whatever level, and then I take an additional d6 at, it's both, so whatever the spell level was, d6s each turn, but must make a con save. On a fail, it's continuous success it ends.
Alright, and then he's gonna swing again.
Okay.
22 to hit.
I don't have a crap ton of HP. But the most I can do back to him is this. I'll let it hit.
Alright.
I'll let it hit. Alright, how much we got?
20 slashing damage. And 23 force damage.
What? 23 force?
Yep.
Alright. Now I'm back to being very bloody. But I will... Oh, those are really low. 10 necrotic damage and 6 radiant damage.
Alright, as that power rolls off of you and washes over your opponent, you see the light leave his eyes. He remains standing for just a moment before he falls back dead.
The flames will kind of disperse from Zach as he kind of kneels down for a quick second because he's got 14 HP. Well, actually, technically, Hexblade's curse just heals him by 12 because he killed somebody that was cursed. Woo! 12 HP.
Oh, man.
All right. What does Gavril... So he's just dead now.
Well, I mean, you could check and see if he's not.
I'm gonna check to see if he's dead.
He seems pretty dead.
All right. I guess because I wouldn't know Dalrock's situation, do I notice anything in the room changing or doing anything?
No.
Or actually, sorry, can I loot the body first?
Oh yeah, so there's his weird axe.
Or is this items you wouldn't really want to... is there anything that you don't want us to take from him, or...
I'm gonna say when you
or
touch
only want us to have one thing.
when you touch the axe, you get a bad vibe from it. You don't.
All right.
It's not something you would necessarily want to take, but you can if you want.
I'll pick it up and I'll just kind of chuck it in the lava.
All right. He also though has on him a strange belt that seems to have some kind of magical ability. He's got his armor, but I don't think you're going to take plate armor.
No.
But he's also carrying an amulet. You can take that if you want.
I guess I'll take
it. Also feels magical.
All right, I'll take both of them, I guess, and put them on my backpack.
All right.
And then before I walk back toward the exit, I will Gabriel's completely dead. So I'm going to pick him up, and I'm going to walk to the center over here, and I will drop him in to the lava. Not in a mean way. It's more like a burial kind of way.
Yeah, like a Viking burial or something.
Yeah, so I'm going to drop him in, and then once that's done, kind of catch my breath for a second, healing hands myself, and then make my way back toward the staircase.
All right. Cool.
Which, where's healing? 5d4s.
The last thing you get down.
He took 97 damage from the lava and still almost killed you. So
That's
he had 238 starting HP.
He's okay. I have 150. 7, 10, 14. All right. Yeah, but in my defense, how many levels higher than him? Or is he than I, or him than me?
You're still, what, 14? So 3?
Okay, I mean, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Well, he hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Was that the axe, I assume, that did all that extra force damage?
Yeah. I toned it down even slightly. Yeah, alright, cool. So you get back to... You go to leave. He disappeared. Hold on.
I like to imagine as Gavril died, his fist was still up, holding in the axe holding position as he goes down.
Alright, I like left for some reason.
Okay. Oh, that's funny.
Jeremy, I like to think that Gavril, his fist was still curled.
Oh. Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Well, as I drop him in, I'll just say, like, hopefully now you can find some rest.
Yeah.
I know everyone, you know.
He did die doing what he believed was right, as misguided as it was.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of what his thought was, is, you know, everyone's a villain in someone else's eyes, so he'll just kind of drop him to say rest easy, and then kind of stumble, because, you know, he's not doing too great.
Alright, so...
Perfect time to take on a god.
Dalrock is going to wander back to that main room first.
Okay.
And he looks at the seal, and he sees that one of the symbols has disappeared. Then he sees that a second has disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody comes back right away.
Mm-hmm.
Then shortly after that, a third one disappears, and a couple minutes later, Zach walks back to join the rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nick, that was 4 rounds, too.
And then finally...
So we know Megan, so obviously Johan ended up getting Val.
Maybe.
Oh, that's the thing. Then Johan rejoins you.
Uh-oh. What? Nope. Johan rejoins.
Wait, why'd you say, so that's the thing, Johan rejoined you?
Well,
Did something happen?
Well, you know Megan passed out back in her room. You do as the players. Johan shows up, and the last seal hasn't gone away.
Check magic immediately.
And you wait a few more minutes; it still doesn't go away. You want to detect magic immediately. You don't detect anything.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to also drink my potion of superior healing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Do I have any potions of healing?
84.
I do not. Alright, that's fine. Probably. Okay.
Forgot I had those.
Johan looks pretty beat up.
Well,
okay. Weirdly, Johan is like staggering like he's injured, but you don't actually see any physical wounds on him.
I'm gonna ask him what he found at the end of his tunnel, or at the end of his pathway.
Johan entered the wide chamber, taking in the layout of the room, which was only dimly lit by the sparse streamers of light that trickled in from overgrown windows and cracks in the ceiling above. But he didn't have to actually search for his quarry. He had followed her scent here, so he knew exactly where he would find her. From across the room, Valinée Voidsong spoke. "I'm a little surprised that it's you," she told him. "I assumed that you'd be too much of a coward to face me yourself, that maybe you'd sick Megan on me instead." "Nope," Johan replied as casually as he could. "This time I'm going to solve my problems myself." Then he grew serious and he asked, "What are you doing, Val?" "You can't be serious," she replied indignantly. "I'm doing what you know best, surviving. You're the one who taught me how to do it, after all." "But helping him?" "What choice do I have?" Val demanded. "I lost everything, and, like you, at my lowest point, I found the Order. Then, also like you, I realized there was something up with them, but I thought everything would be okay because I had also found you." Her face twisted with pain and anger, and she spat. "And then you left too, and I didn't have anywhere else to go. I was terrified. I was terrified to stay, but I was even more terrified to leave, and Blackheart used that to draw me into his inner circle." "You know that he manipulated you?" Johan asked, "but you're still going along with this?" "Of course I am." "Why?" "Because! He plans to remake the world, Johan. He is going to do it over again from the ground up. By agreeing to help him, he and I made a deal. It's the same deal that all of the Inner Circle have with him. We all get to choose a few things about the world to come." "So you're doing this for what? Power? A chunk of whatever society is left when he's done?" "I'm doing this," Val spat, her clenched fist shaking, "for a world where my family exists again, where you never left me behind." Her voice quivered. "For a world where the kinds of people who would murder my family only to leave their little daughter alone to starve and call it mercy don't exist anymore. How else can I make a world like that happen, if not this?" "Nothing is going to bring your family back at this point," Johan argued. "An illusion of them, maybe, but not them. You're an illusionist, you should know that. As for the rest," he ignored her comment about him, "you do it the hard way, the long and tiring way. The way that doesn't involve stripping everyone, everywhere, of their freedom and placing them under the foot of a man who has taken countless lives to reach this point. That's not a hero, Val, that's a tyrant." His words seemed to get through to her. She stopped shaking and her expression sunk, then lightened. "You're right," she admitted. "Traveling with your friends, the things we saw, the things I saw them do, it all showed me that there is another way to make things better. Thank you, Johan, for reminding me of that." Johan smiled at her, but sadly he didn't let his guard down. His hearing was sharp, and he knew Val well, so he could detect the hints of truth behind her words. But all great lies contain a grain of truth, after all. So he didn't buy it. He raised his father's staff. While not attuned to it, he was still able to focus his magic through it, casting power into the ground. Suddenly, grasping vines sprung up, but not where Val was in front of Johan. Instead, they sprung up behind him and seemed to ensnare nothing. Then the image of Val across the room faded away, and Val became visible again behind Johan, held in place by Johan's magic plants. A gleaming blade held poised to strike him in the back. Slowly, Johan turned to face that Val, who struggled against her bonds. "You're smarter than me, Val," he said. "You should know you can't trick me like that." As he said that, though, he ducked, and a nearly invisible shimmering blade sailed over his head, thrown from one of the chamber's dark corners, as the second Val, too, disappeared, revealing Johan's vines still writhing upward, grasping at nothing. "Not bad," Val said, stepping out of that dark corner dramatically. "But I expected about as much. You've always been tricky, but you've never actually been strong. I'm more powerful than you now. You might be able to last a while, but beating me and breaking Blackheart's spell isn't possible for you." "You could just release the spell," Johan suggested lightly. Val shrugged. "Nah, I think I'm going to make you work for it. And hey, maybe one of the others will come along and be able to finish me off this time. I don't think they will. I think you've lost. Because no matter what, you're just not enough." Johan shook his head slowly. "There are a lot of ways that I'm not enough," he admitted. "But you're wrong about one of them. You think you knew me really well, and you did, in all the ways that mattered. But there is one side of me that I was still too afraid to let people see back then." He locked eyes with Val, and he said with conviction, "So let me show you just how powerful I am." "Now," he thought, directing the mental signal at the corridor that he had entered from. With a snap and a snarl, Todd the wolf dog charged into the room and ran at Val, claw-shaped markings glowing upon his scalp, and he lunged at her, his teeth glowing a lively green that matched his head markings. The beast bit down on Val's arm, sinking his teeth deep, but she bore the pain and drew a gleaming blade, like the one her illusion had been wielding. She thrust at Todd and sunk the weapon deep into his neck. He collapsed at her feet, unmoving, and she turned her attention back toward Johan. Hiding behind others like always, she began, but she fell silent when she saw that Johan had wrapped himself in a membrane of burning magic, and that he was growing larger. She watched, stunned, as his transformation completed. Suddenly she found herself face to face with a blazing Tyrannosaurus Rex. "Oh," Val muttered, and the dinosaur that was Johan ran at her. She darted out of the corner where she stood, to free up space to run from the beast, but it pursued her, and soon it was upon her, swinging wildly with its tree-thick tail. Trying to dodge it, she misjudged and was caught in the chest, the impact winding her and nearly knocking off her feet. Then flames exploded from the point of impact, washing over her painfully. Ignoring the pain of the blow, Val raised her blade again. She knew that striking Johan's immense form directly would just mean sustaining another blast from his fire shield, but it would be worth it to inflict him with the blade's enchantment. So she struck before his tail could swing out of her reach, sinking the tip of her weapon deep within its leathery skin. Flames erupted along her blade, singeing her further, but her blade also left a brand upon Johan's beast body. He lashed out at Val again, but she dodged it this time and focused her mind, summoning up a maelstrom of psychic energy that she unleashed at the beast form's already feeble mind, made particularly vulnerable by her sword's branding. Val could sense the dinosaur brain all but melting, and it faltered. Taking the opportunity that she had bought herself, Val stowed her magic sword and manifested a pair of almost invisible psychic blades, tossing both of them at Johan at once. One only grazed him, but the other passed clear through his immense head. The light went from the T-Rex's eyes, and Johan shrunk back to his original form, bent over and panting. The brand from Val's weapon was gone, but he was still wrapped in flames, and he rose, after a moment, to his full height and composed himself. He rolled his neck and shoulders, stowed his staff behind his back, and said, "Fine, you really want me to use my own power? Then I will." Johan drew the short sword that he had received from his fallen duplicate, and, with a flick of his wrist, he summoned a second blade made of fire. He looked almost devilish, wreathed in so many flames, as he rushed at Val, striking relentlessly. He was fast. Val was, too, and was probably a little faster, and she hit more often than he did. But that was more of a detriment than a help, as, in such close quarters, each cut of her psychic blades caused a flame to leap from Johan's body and burn her further. Soon, she realized that she wasn't going to be able to beat him in such a straight fight, that she had underestimated him severely, and she tried to teleport away, hiding her reappearance behind an illusion, but Johan could hear her breathing. He teleported right after her, swinging hard with both of his blades, flames exploding off of the physical blade's edge and blasting Val square in the chest. Val gasped, and she gestured broadly, weaving magic into a deadly, illusory phantom of Blackheart himself that appeared between her and her foe, threatening to unhinge his mind with its assault. But he saw through it, stepping past it without concern as the autumn leaves that made up his cloak separated and started swirling around him, masking him behind their fluttering movements. Val stepped back and threw invisible blades into the swirling orange and proud mass. But she didn't hit anything, and then Johan was upon her again, the swirling leaves moving with him, giving her only glimpses of him from behind them. Their exchange resumed, but this time Val could hardly see her opponent. She struck at him, or rather at where he seemed to be, but more often than not she hit only open air, while his strikes were mostly true, scorching her and cutting her deep. She almost resigned to the truth of her mistake, catching herself and rededicating herself to victory, ducking beneath Johan's short sword, poised to strike back, only to be run through the torso by Johan's fiery blade. She gasped as the swirling leaves settled again onto Johan's back, and suddenly his eyes were right there, gazing sadly into hers, tears welling within them. "I'm sorry," he said, choking on his words. His sword disappeared, and Val collapsed at his feet. For a long moment he stood over her. She wasn't gone yet, but she would be soon. His task was complete, and as he whistled for Todd, the sound, carrying magic upon it that restored the dog to life, to leap up and join Johan at his side, he watched his companion look long at Val and whine sadly. He smiled meekly, and he told Todd, "Yeah, I know, pal. I know." And he wove magic into the air, casting it down at Val, where it began to knit her wounds closed, just enough to keep her alive. Then he stepped away from her and leaned against the doorway opposite of the way he had come in. After a few moments, Johan straightened up again and prepared to move on, but he paused when Val spoke from her place, still lying on the ground. "The spell hasn't broken," she told him. I can't stop you from leaving at this point, clearly, but that doesn't matter, because I can still keep you from him. So how will you move forward? Johan paused, thinking. He could actually kill her, but he already shown that he wasn't willing to make that choice. I'm sorry, Val, he said. I'm sorry that I left. I thought that you would leave, too, in the confusion that my disappearance created. But that's because I looked at the situation logically first, ignoring my own feelings and yours. It's something that I got used to doing as a way to protect myself from some of the choices I had to make. But I can't do that anymore, and that's because traveling with them, it taught me something that I think you understand, too. How to believe in people. I only wish I could have learned that sooner and taken you with me despite the risks, but I didn't, and I can't change that, and I'm sorry. He looked back at Val, saying, I have to try and go on, so I guess I'm trusting you with the choice of whether or not I'll be able to. Then he left, with Todd at his side.
He says, I found a problem, and I solved it. And he doesn't seem particularly happy about it. He kind of watches the seal. Another minute passes, and then finally the last symbol disappears and the transmutation ends, and the weird environment around you sort of unweaves itself, and the area returns to the way it was, and you see Megan sitting there kind of fighting for consciousness.
Bad.
And he's going to go over and cure wounds her.
Oh yeah, I'll do my free cure wounds as well from my gift of the metallic. Remember, it gets a boost.
And that gets her kind of back up and going, but she's not looking great. Still.
Alright, so everything's looking back to normal. We're all sitting there. Megan's not looking great. Johan's peeved because he probably had to kill Val, potentially. And now we're just back in... We should be, somewhere within view of the tower that we need to get to, right?
Yeah, you're able to kind of look through one of the gates in the wall, and you see a path leading out to the base that was once the base of the pillar. But before you are able to make your way over there, a group of cultists appear, stepping between you and your target.